President Trump was joined by executives from Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk in the Louisville office to detail some of the plans. Zepbound and Wegovy will now cost about $150 a month compared to the average of $1,000 a month. They will also be covered by both Medicare and Medicaid. The obesity drugs will be available directly to the consumer at TrumpRx.gov.
The Trump administration is pausing U.S. port fees on Chinese-linked shipping vessels for a year. It's a move to reduce trade tensions between the two countries. It's also part of potential negotiations with China over its ocean logistics of port control and domination of shipbuilding. China has also agreed to hold off on retaliatory fees on U.S.-linked ships. The freeze is set to take effect on Monday.
Now at 6, travelers could face some big headaches at the airport today as the FAA flight cuts go into effect. We are live at O'Hare with the impact there. This is a live look at all those travelers.
And why same-sex marriage will be the topic of a meeting between Supreme Court justices today.
A suburban chiropractor facing charges after he's accused of secretly recording patients.
And taking a live look outside this morning, will we see fall flakes this weekend? Mike has all the details.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining us this Friday. I'm Natalie Bobke.
Friday, I'm Anthony Ponce. Let's get straight over to Mr. Kaplan and figure out this precipitation situation. I'm guessing it just all depends on the temperatures here?
Yeah, I am confident we're going to see snow. I am not expecting accumulation tomorrow night. If we're going to get any kind of accumulating snow, it would have to be due to lake effect, and that wouldn't be kicking in until probably late Sunday or Monday, and that's still an if as to who's going to get it. Out there right now, quite a bit of cloud cover over the city. We can't see the tops of the buildings, but this cloud cover is going to scatter out here. In fact, take a look at our satellite imagery. You can already see how the clearing is taking place from northwest to southeast. We're going to have a nice sunny finish to the day. Temperature's not bad either. We're heading for the low 60s, 55 at 9, clearing, sunny and breezy at noon, close to 60 degrees, and we'll still have some sunshine at 4 with a high temperature having reached 62, backing off to around 59 degrees. Would it be correct of me to say that you are tracking some issues?
My good play there. Yeah, we're talking about the Blue Line, and we're also talking about UP Northwest. First, the Blue Line. So O'Hare-bound trains are standing in Austin right now due to a sick customer. They're trying to get that up, back, and running, but just another delay if you are heading to the airport. Make sure you get there early. We're going to talk to Roseanne soon about TSA and getting through checkpoints there. Also, Union Pacific Northwest inbound train 610 scheduled for Chicago at 6:46. It stopped due to manpower issues, Metro says. Again, hopefully we'll get that up and running very soon because we don't want any hitch on your Friday mornings. Let's talk about your roads. We have 2 crashes to report. One is at Route 83 at North Avenue, and the other one is over at MLK Drive and 25th. Both of them have crews on scene, just something to be aware of. Travel times are looking okay. I'll give you an update here coming up. Anthony.
All right, thank you, Gabby. Appreciate it. Air travelers, meantime, they are gearing up for some major disruptions. The FAA is cutting flights across the country. Roseanne is live at O'Hare with the impact there. Roseanne, good morning.
Good morning. You might not guess that there were fewer flights leaving today with the kinds of crowds you see behind me, but this really speaks to the slow go through security this morning for these people. Take a look at the crowds. People are piling up here at O'Hare, where there are 78 flights canceled, but fewer airport employees to deal with these crowds. The hope is to ease the strain on the system with the cuts. Flight cuts are cut by 10% at O'Hare and Midway, but the lines are expected to continue to grow at security because of the shortage of TSA agents amid the government shutdown. TSA agents and air traffic controllers, were working without pay. The FAA ordered these flight reductions at 40 airports across the country. Now, many passengers we talked to say, well, they're not happy. They were prepared for it.
The concerns are that the government is still shut down. I feel like they definitely need to come to an agreement and get that back opened. At the same time, I'm traveling a ton. I want all the TSA, I want the people to be getting paid. They shouldn't be working for free. So I think it's the responsibility of our government to get these people back together. And, unfortunately, it's going to come down to travel being interfered, and our, daily lives are going to be affected.
How frustrating is that?
I mean, it's frustrating, of course. No one wants interruption with travel, especially coming into the holidays. But at the same time, it's frustrating that the government shut down. These people need to be paid.
And And once again, crowds building at O'Hare this morning. All of the major carriers did alert passengers ahead of time to the cancellations and delays. Now, we did talk to a TSA baggage employee off camera who told us this is the third paycheck he will miss today. But as he put it, it could be worse. He says people from other agencies are getting checks and pay stubs with $0 on them. At O'Hare this morning, Roseanne Tejas, Fox 32. Back to you.
Thank you, Roseanne. And as for the shutdown, today is day 38. The Senate is expected to hold another vote today to try and reopen the government. This new bill would fund Veterans Affairs and Agriculture Department programs like SNAP. It includes a Band-Aid for the rest of government into January. But House Speaker Mike Johnson says he will not commit to a vote on health care subsidies, which Democrats have been fighting for.
Meantime, a federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to fully fund November SNAP benefits by today. This ruling came after complaints that only 65% of benefits would be covered, leaving millions in need. The judge criticized the Trump administration for ignoring the harm to low-income families. SNAP does help 42 million Americans buy groceries, but delays mean that they likely won't see funds on their debit cards immediately here. The Trump administration is appealing the judge's decision.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hold a private meeting to confirm whether it will hear a case seeking to limit or roll back federal protections on same-sex marriage. The meeting follows a hearing on a case brought on by a former Kentucky county clerk who is seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
A federal judge bans federal immigration agents from using force against protesters and members of the media. Judge Sarah Ellis said she does not believe the government's version of events are credible. Lawyers for the Trump administration, though, argued that tear gas and use of force was necessary during raids in Old Irving Park, Evanston, and Little Village. Plaintiffs also say in their sworn deposition testimony from Operation Midway Blitz leader Greg Bavino, he revealed that, according to them, that he did not tell the truth about the justification for tossing tear gas during a raid in Little Village.
The court has affirmed that what happened to us was wrong, that our right to speak, to gather, and to protest is still protected by the First Amendment. The court's ruling makes it clear. Our voices matter.
Officials with the Department of Homeland Security say they will appeal the judge's ruling.
A teacher detained by immigration agents at a daycare will be in court next Wednesday.
Brian is in studio with the very latest here. Brian.
Well, the video of this arrest is now going viral. It all happened in the North Center neighborhood on Wednesday. The woman's attorney says that she is a legally authorized asylum seeker. The Department of Homeland Security, though, claims the woman went into the daycare fleeing agents during a traffic stop. The Fed said that they weren't actually targeting the daycare. This incident did capture the attention of Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson.
That video shocked the conscience of every single Chicagoan across our beloved city. This is not who we are. We most certainly cannot have this in our city or our country.
The mayor says the city will pursue all possible measures to hold federal agents accountable. Natalie?
And Brian, a chiropractor in Batavia, is accused of secretly recording his patients. Investigators say David Hansen hid cameras throughout his office, even in a room where people undressed. Police searched the Hansen family chiropractic clinic yesterday. They say that he filmed more than 180 people, including children. Hansen faces child pornography charges and is in jail without bond. Anyone who thinks they were recorded should call Kane County prosecutors.
The Palatine Police Department is renewing a call for info in a decades-old missing persons case. Tony Kalama was reported missing 27 years ago, and the last time anyone saw him was right near the intersection of North Hicks Road and Rand Road, that is in Palatine, right near the Foxfire Apartments. Witnesses say they saw him near a car with another man. Police are hoping that two Good Samaritans who mailed in a tip to police in 2014 will come forward with any more information that they have.
It is now 6:08 on your Friday morning. We're going to send it over to Mike.
Yes, indeed. Mike, how we doing to kind of cruise into the weekend here?
Did you guys encounter any rain on your respective commutes?
Yeah, just a touch. Did you?
Yes, I had the wipers on automatic,
okay.
and like every once in a while they would swipe.
Yep. Well, the rain is out of here, so now we can focus on the snow.
Oh.
Oh don't know.
All right, let's talk about it here. There's a whole lot of speculation going on. Let's deal with certainties and the ifs here. First of all, flakes are about to fly. I'm very confident that almost all of us will see some snow over the weekend, possibly into Monday morning. Today, the rain is over. Tomorrow, rain is moving in, especially in the afternoon and evening. Some mix to wet snow tomorrow night. Accumulations not expected. The ground is going to be wet. It's going to be too warm, and I just don't think there's going to be enough snow falling to overcome that. If we're going to get any snow that's going to whiten the ground, it's going to have to be tied to lake effect snow. That would be most likely late Sunday into Monday morning. But again, the location of where that plume of lake effect snow is going to go remains unclear. One computer model, the European, you know how I feel about the European model, is pointing some of that snow into Chicagoland on Monday morning. 51 still damp at 7 o'clock for the kids going to school, but the rain is over. We'll be clearing out, sunny and breezy at lunchtime. And there's your high, getting into the low 60s this afternoon. Yeah, it's going to be windy, but sunshine and mild temperatures. I'll take that in early November anytime. Back to you.
Thank you, Mike. More legal trouble for former NFL star Antonio Brown. Why he was arrested in Dubai and extradited back to the U.S. That is next.
The Chicago
Hey, welcome back to Good Day Chicago. Air travelers could see some big disruptions today.
The FAA is cutting flights at dozens of airports across America, including both O'Hare and Midway. The FAA says these cuts will help relieve pressure on controllers, air traffic controllers working without pay during the government shutdown.
A judge has ordered the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits for November by today. The ruling came after complaints that only 65% of benefits would be covered, leaving millions in need. The Trump administration is appealing the judge's decision.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hold a private meeting to confirm whether it will hear a case seeking to either limit or roll back federal protections on same-sex marriage. The meeting follows a hearing on a case brought on by a former Kentucky County clerk who was seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
3 pilots and a child are among the 13 people killed in this week's fiery cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky. 9 people are still missing. Before the fiery crash, flight records indicate the 34-year-old jet was grounded for 6 weeks in San Antonio. FAA maintenance records obtained by the Wall Street Journal say it was to fix a crack in the fuel tank. The NTSB says it's going over the aircraft's entire maintenance history.
We will do everything we need to find out what happened and to figure out how to keep it from happening again. We are aware that this aircraft was there in San Antonio. Our belief is today that there was not a maintenance issue regarding that aircraft prior to the flight.
A full report on the cause of the crash could take more than a year.
Former NFL star Antonio Brown is in police custody in New York after he was extradited from the United Arab Emirates. 37-year-old was allegedly attempting to evade the reach of the U.S. legal system. Brown has been wanted since June following a shooting at a celebrity boxing event in Miami.
A jury in Virginia is awarding $10 million to a former teacher who was shot by her 6-year-old student. Abby Zwerner sued the school's former assistant principal, Ebony Parker, accusing her of ignoring repeated warnings that the child had a gun. Zwerner had sought $40 million in the suit. Parker faces a separate criminal trial on 8 counts of felony child neglect.
2 New York City firefighters, they are hospitalized this morning after they responded to a garbage fire in the Bronx that had spread to several cars, then caused a massive explosion. They were among 7 firefighters hurt at that scene. Fire officials say that garbage fire was started by what they are calling, quote, careless disposal of a cigarette butt. Meantime, Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is about to announce a run for New York governor today. Stefanik is a fierce ally of President Trump. In recent weeks, she's been ramping up her criticism of New York Governor Kathy Hochul. Stefanik has also attacked Hochul over her endorsement of New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. All right, 6:15, sending things over to Mike Kaplan to talk about the possibility of a little snow in our near future here.
You know,
yikes.
Typically, we mentioned this yesterday, Halloween is the day that we get our first flakes, our first trace of snow. So we're a little bit late to the party. I'm fine with that. And I'm not expecting a big snowfall here unless the European model is right and lake effect gets going a little bit more robustly than expected and might be pointed into Chicago on Monday morning. That is, I still think, kind of the low end of the totem pole in terms of probabilities. Out there right now, skies are in the process of clearing. If you are in, let's say, Woodstock, you're going to get into that sunshine sooner than if you are in, maybe Westville, or if you are in Merrillville. But eventually, we're all going to get sunshine here. Temperature-wise, not bad. Close to 50, upper 40s most locations. It is 50 at Midway and Aurora, 49 at O'Hare and the Lakefront Waukegan, Woodstock, 53 at LaSalle, Peru. So it's a nice mild start. Yes, it's a little bit on the windy side. Rainfall is over. Here are some of the rainfall totals. Most locations under a quarter inch, but some of you, especially southwest of the city, did a little bit better in the rainfall department, but the thunderstorms are gone. Let's look at the 7-day forecast here. I'll try and talk you through it. 50 tomorrow, rain moving in, especially in the afternoon. It will likely mix with a little wet snow, not sticking at night. Sunday, cold, high of only 36, with a chance for some lake effect snow somewhere in Chicagoland. Might only be northwest Indiana, especially at night into Monday morning. We get out of the deep freeze Tuesday for Veterans Day, and we'll be in the low 50s here Wednesday and Thursday. All right, I know we had to ground Sky Fox because of low clouds, but what do you see from our ground cameras?
Hey, good morning, Mike. Yeah, we have a look at near 35th on the Dan Ryan, right next to Sox Park here. And this is where we're seeing a majority of our traffic. It starts near 51st all the way into the city. It's just kind of normal for this time of morning on your Friday. A good 25-minute ride from 95th to the Burnt Interchange. Nothing to worry about if you're going outbound. 30 minutes on the Stevenson from 355 to DuSable Lakeshore Drive. We have 30 minutes on the Eisenhower and 35 minutes on the Kennedy from O'Hare to downtown. You're still in a little stop-and-go traffic right before the junction if you are going inbound right now. And a little stop-and-go as well if you're going outbound towards that long 190 ramp that'll take you to the airport. Let's talk about Union Pacific Northwest. I have an update for you. Inbound trains, sick 610 is on the move. It was stopped earlier. 612 is also going to be delayed. That comes in around 7 o'clock. And Metro says it's due to an operational incident. So glad that cleared up. Just expect a little bit longer to see the train come up. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate it. Air travelers, meantime, they are about to feel more of that shutdown pain this morning as new FAA flight restrictions kick in.
Doug Luzader has more from Washington, where lawmakers are set to vote again today in an attempt to reopen the government.
The skies will be a little less crowded today as passengers brace for the new reality.
The last thing you want is too many airplanes in the air and not enough people controlling them.
Well, that's how the FAA sees it as they order airlines to scale back operations starting today at 40 major airports across the country. Too many planes, too few controllers, they say.
Safety is primary, and so this is not politics for us.
The transportation secretary said this isn't political, but it has clear political ramifications for the shutdown debate. President Trump said last night he won't accede to Democratic demands for more health care spending.
Look, the shutdown is caused by the Democrats, and we're not going to spend $1 trillion or $1.5 trillion on health care for people that came into our country illegally.
I came away more confused than when I went in.
And not much clarity from lawmakers on Capitol Hill, but we do expect a vote today on another measure to reopen the government. It may include some concessions from Republicans, including a guaranteed vote on Obamacare price supports, but not the guaranteed outcome that many Democrats are pressing for. And while some moderates from both parties have been working behind the scenes to craft a compromise, many on the left are pressing Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to hold the line.
He's got to keep doing it, and we've got to deliver a win.
I think that there is no reason to surrender now, every reason to stand firm.
Doug Luzader joining us live from Washington on this Friday morning. Okay, so Doug, do Republicans have a path to get the 60 votes they need today? What do you think?
Well, they obviously need some buy-in from more Democrats to make that happen. Up to this point, we've seen 3 senators who caucus with Democrats that have been willing to cross over. They need more, just a handful more. They may offer some enticements today as part of this bill they're considering, including a promise to have a vote on these Obamacare price supports. But there are a lot of Democrats that say that's not good enough. They want a guaranteed outcome here, not just a vote. That's going to be a bridge too far, it looks like, for Republicans. So the standoff may continue. We'll see. I mean, there have been a lot of talks behind the scenes to see if they can broker some kind of a deal. The proof, I suppose, is going to be in this vote, which may not happen until this evening.
Okay, all right. So that's one thing. Meantime, at airports across America, including both the Chicago's airports, Doug, these 10% flight cuts went into effect today. Could they remain in place if the government shutdown continues for holiday travel?
Well, I mean, that looks like it's the case. I mean, the way this works is we have a 4% reduction today. That's going to ramp up over the course of the week. So a week from now, that would be 10%. As far as we know, that would continue indefinitely. Maybe the number would get higher. We don't know. And it's obviously possible this could begin to bump up against that busy holiday travel season with Thanksgiving coming. It's hard to imagine this shutdown goes that long, but we're getting pretty close to Thanksgiving now.
Right, already in record territory, and it's closing in. Doug, thank you, sir. Happy Friday to you.
Thank you.
All right, 6:21 back here in Chicago. New details on the heist that happened at the Louvre in Paris. Why a weak security passcode could be to blame here. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Good Day Chicago. We made it to Friday. It is 6:24. A live look there at the beautiful lights of the city along the Chicago River. Elon Musk one step closer to becoming the world's first trillionaire. He won a Tesla shareholder vote that would give him stock worth $1 trillion if he hits certain performance targets over the next decade. There were weeks of debate over his management record at the electric car maker and whether anyone deserved such unprecedented pay.
A massive fire destroys the multi-million-dollar home in Florida of the coach of the Heat, Eric Spoelstra. Officials say flames broke out early yesterday morning, and that fire quickly spread across the 1-acre property in southwest Miami-Dade County. Fire crews say the property is surrounded by trees as well, which made the firefight a little more challenging. Now, the front of the house, apparently it's still standing, but other parts of the home have collapsed. There are no reports of injuries, and the cause of the fire is under investigation.
Shockingly lax security measures may have made that jewelry heist possible at the Louvre Museum in Paris. Listen to this. Back on October 18th, thieves broke into the Louvre and stole more than $100 million in jewels. Investigators say they were able to force their way in through a window using power tools. Okay, we knew that, right? But a Louvre employee later revealed that the password for the security system was Louvre. Ugh. It was Louvre. The president and director of the museum also said the perimeter security was weak due to what they are calling underinvestment.
Yikes. All right. Here's some other news. Bears wide receiver Rome Odunze, he is responding to his dad's posts on X. James Odunze posted earlier in the week calling on the Bears to trade his son because he said they don't target him enough. Here's Rome Odunze talking about his dad's posts yesterday.
Yeah, no, I don't make a big deal out of it. You know, obviously he has his opinions, I have mine, and he feels like he needs to voice those things on social media. But you know, that's his prerogative. But you know, he speaks for himself. I speak for myself.
How do you feel about your situation?
Oh man, I'm happy. You know, I'm just trying to do my job within this organization. That's as a leader, as a person, as an individual, and then as a football player. So trying to excel at a Hall of Fame level.
All right, James Odunze, in case you didn't know, your son leads the Bears in both receiving yards and targets. And he is tied with DeAndre Swift for the most touchdowns. Mike Kaplan,
It's not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough for James.
Not enough. James wants more for it. And what father doesn't want more for his son, right? You get that? By the way, just a quick correction. The password at that museum is Louvre.
Louvre.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that correction.
That's unbelievable.
Isn't it?
Oh, my gosh. All right, we have rain that's moved out of the area. We're going to see some sunshine here. Temperatures getting into the 60s. But the weekend is going to feature our first snowflakes coming down. But is it going to amount to much? I'll give you the latest thoughts on that coming up.
6:30 on your Friday morning. Welcome back to Good Day Chicago.
Here's some of the top stories we're following this morning. Flight reductions now in place at major airports. Look how busy O'Hare Airport is this morning. We are live there with those flight cancellations.
A judge is giving the Trump administration until the end of the day to find the money to fully fund SNAP benefits.
And Palatine police calling for information in a decades-old missing persons case.
Mike Kaplan says that flakes of some type could be in our very near future. We're checking in with him for the very latest here.
One could argue we see a few every day when it's walking around. Right? Yeah, but no, we're talking about the flaky snow that will be coming down this weekend, possibly even into Monday morning. So out there right now, over the city, we still have low clouds hanging out there, but the clearing is going to be taking place from northwest to southeast. So if you're in McHenry County, you probably already see plenty of sunshine now. If you're in northwest Indiana, you're going to have to wait a few more hours, but the trend is clear. Clearing skies are on the way. Today, I think we'll hit 62 with a west wind picking up at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Late this afternoon, a little more cloud cover, but we do have a weekend storm system on the way that will start with rain, then go over to some wet snow tomorrow night. And then what about that lake effect? We'll give you the latest thoughts on that in a little bit. But right now, it looks like we're back to the trains. What's the latest slowdown there?
Mike, back with Union Pacific Northwest. We're talking about some delays that are happening with inbound trains operating up to 25 minutes behind. It's due to that operational incident Metro said happened, so hopefully we'll see that clear very soon. Taking a look at our roadways, here's over in Rosemont, you can see the long 190 ramp, also the ramps that'll take you over to the airport. Everything looking smooth in this area, no incidents to report on any of our tollways, but we do have one new one. It's over in Volo, so way up northwest. It's southbound US 12 and Russell Drive. It really, only looks like it's impacting that southbound side, so keep that in mind if you are traveling up there. Your travel times are looking okay. If you're going into the city, we're under 35 minutes for all of your trips. I'll send it back to you, Natalie and Anthony.
Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate it. Meantime, air travelers, they are gearing up for some major disruption.
The FAA is cutting flights across the country. Roseanne is live at O'Hare with the impact that we're seeing there this morning. Hi, Roseanne.
Well, 810 flights cut across the country this morning, Natalie, that according to FlightAware. Now, here at O'Hare, there are 78 flights canceled. But with fewer airport employees to help get everybody through the airport, it's beginning to stack up here. People beginning to pile up. FAA imposed flight restrictions mean flights are cut by 10% at O'Hare and Midway due to a shortage of TSA agents and air traffic controllers amid this government shutdown. They've been working without pay nearly a month. The FAA ordered the flight reductions at 40 high-traffic airports across the country. We asked passengers about their concerns as they headed to the airport this morning.
Lines here, getting through security, the delays, even the flight's going to be taken off at all. So we're here 3 hours early just to be extra safe here.
Right. And are you nervous about the air traffic controller situation?
A little bit. It's just that people who are working are obviously overworked and getting tired, and so that's nerve-wracking a little bit. And then again, I'm mostly optimistic here, but given everything going on, there's just a little extra hesitation there.
Now back live, you can see the crowds of people at the United terminal. Most major air carriers did alert passengers ahead of time, so hopefully everybody got warned that their flights were going to be canceled. We can tell you only 18 flights were canceled at Midway today, and we understand international air traffic here at United not impacted today. Once again, check your flight status before you head to O'Hare. And as that gentleman who said he came 3 hours early, he's only going to Minneapolis. So that gives you an idea of the kind of precautions people are taking, and maybe you should too. Back to you now in the studio.
I love that he could have driven instead. All right, thanks so much, Roseanne. As for the shutdown, today is day 38. The Senate is expected to hold another vote today to try and reopen the government. This new bill would fund Veterans Affairs and Agriculture Department programs like SNAP. It includes a Band-Aid for the rest of government into January, but House Speaker Mike Johnson says he will not commit to a vote on health care subsidies, which Democrats have been fighting for.
A federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to fully fund November SNAP benefits by today. This ruling came after complaints that only 65% of the benefits would be covered this month, leaving millions of folks in need. The judge criticized the Trump administration for ignoring the harm to low-income families. SNAP does help 42 million Americans buy their groceries, but delays mean they likely won't see funds on those debit cards immediately. The Trump administration is appealing the judge's decision.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hold a private meeting to confirm whether they will hear a case seeking to limit or roll back federal protections on same-sex marriage. The meeting follows a hearing on a case brought on by a former Kentucky County clerk who is seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
A federal judge bans federal immigration agents from using force against protesters and the media. Judge Sarah Ellis said she doesn't believe the government's version of events are credible after lawyers for the Trump administration argued tear gas and use of force was necessary during raids in Old Irving Park, Evanston, and Little Village. Plaintiffs also say sworn deposition testimony from Operation Midway Blitz leader Greg Bavino reveals that he lied about the justification for tossing tear gas during a raid in Little Village.
The court has affirmed that what happened to us was wrong, that our right to speak, to gather, and to protest is still protected by the First Amendment. The court's ruling makes it clear our voices matter.
Officials with the Department of Homeland Security say that they will appeal the judge's ruling.
A teacher detained by immigration agents at a daycare will be in court next Wednesday.
Brian Jackson is here in studio with the very latest on this. Brian?
The video of that arrest is now going viral. It all happened in the North Center neighborhood on Wednesday. The woman's attorney says that she is not here illegally. She is a legally authorized asylum seeker. The Department of Homeland Security claims that the woman went into the daycare fleeing agents during a traffic stop. They say that they were not targeting the daycare. The incident captured the attention of Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson.
That video shocked the conscience of every single Chicagoan across our beloved city. This is not who we are. We most certainly cannot have this in our city or our country.
Mayor Johnson says that the city will pursue all possible measures to hold federal agents accountable. Natalie?
Brian, a chiropractor in Batavia, is accused of secretly recording his patients. Investigators say David Hansen hid cameras throughout his office, even in a room where people undressed. Police searched the Hansen family chiropractic clinic yesterday. They say he filmed more than 180 people, including children. Hansen faces child pornography charges and is currently in jail without bond. Anyone who thinks they were recorded should call Kane County prosecutors.
The Palatine Police Department is renewing a call for info in a decades-old missing persons case. Anthony Tony Kalama was reported missing 27 years ago. The last time anyone saw him was near the intersection of North Hicks Road and Rand Road in Palatine near the Foxfire Apartments. Witnesses say they saw him near a car with another man. So police are hoping that two good Samaritans who mailed a tip to police in 2014 will come forward with any more information that they may have.
Even the smallest details could help our detectives and our investigations bureau, develop some type of timeline or further evidence in the case. 27 years is a long time, but our goal is to find the truth and to give his family some closure that they've waited a long time for.
Kalama was 36 years old when he was last seen.
6:38, and we want to send it over to Mike Kaplan for a look at that weekend forecast. The first part of the weekend looks A-OK.
Yeah, very, very first part. If you consider today the weekend,
Thank you,
it's
Mike.
going to be okay. But we do have rain, and we had some snow on the way, too. On this orange Friday, you can't see, Natalie's got spectacular orange shoes on today. We have out there right now, rain gone and cloud cover going. We're going to get sunshine here. You can already see the clearing that is taking place, advancing from northwest to southeast, and that will be the trend here over the next couple of hours. We're all going to see a lot of sunshine today. Take a look at our Weather Authority Futurecast by 10 o'clock. Hey, bye-bye cloud cover, and then we'll enjoy that afternoon sunshine. There will be late afternoon into the evening hours. A little feature sneaking out of Wisconsin. Blame Wisconsin for this. There might be a sprinkle with that. That would be it. That is not the main storm system. We have to wait until tomorrow for that. And that largely arrives here around midday. This is going to start as exclusively rain. Might be some actually decent rainfall coming down. But look what happens here. See that blue? That is our color coding to indicate there would be some snow mixing in as this system departs. I cannot envision this part of the storm system producing any accumulating snow here. Won't be cold enough. The ground is going to be wet and warm. So yeah, I think we'll see some snow, but it's not going to stick. If we're going to get snow that would stick and cover the ground, it's going to be courtesy of lake effect. And our model currently is showing almost all of that, missing the Illinois side and targeting almost exclusively Michiana. But one other computer model brings it right in here Monday morning. So we're going to stay on top of that. Natalie, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mike. Plenty more to come here on Good Day Chicago. The search continues for 9 missing people after that deadly UPS cargo plane crash. What investigators are saying this morning. Elon Musk, one step closer to becoming the world's first trillionaire. And history in college basketball. The tallest player ever makes his debut. Anthony?
All right, Natalie, it is Orange Friday, and here's some of the many photos you have been sending in, you guys in your Bears gear. We love seeing these images. They get better and better every year. I love how we have a new gallery every single Friday. Thank you for sending these in. Keep them coming to gdc@fox.com. We'll be right back.
Goodman.
3 pilots and a child are among the 13 people killed in this week's fiery cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky. 9 people are still missing. Before the fiery crash, flight records indicate the 34-year-old jet was grounded for 6 weeks in San Antonio. FAA maintenance records obtained by the Wall Street Journal say it was to fix a crack in the fuel tank. The NTSB says it is going over the aircraft's entire maintenance history.
We will do everything we need to find out what happened and to figure out how to keep it from happening again. We are aware that this aircraft was there in San Antonio. Our belief is today that there was not a maintenance issue regarding that aircraft prior to the flight.
A full report, though, on the cause of the crash could take more than a year.
Former NFL star Antonio Brown is in police custody in New York after he was extradited from the United Arab Emirates. The 37-year-old was allegedly attempting to evade the reach of the U.S. legal system. Brown has been wanted since June following a shooting at a celebrity boxing event in Miami.
A jury in Virginia awarding $10 million to a former teacher who was shot by her 6-year-old student. Abby Zwerner sued the school's former assistant principal, Ebony Parker, accusing her of ignoring repeated warnings that the child had a gun. Zwerner had sought $40 million in the suit. Parker faces a separate criminal trial on 8 counts of felony child neglect.
Parents of young football players on a Dixmoor football team, they're facing a hard decision because of these snap cuts. More than half of the players on the Grand Champion Elite football program may not be able to compete in a junior championship tournament in Las Vegas. Now, the parents who rely on SNAP benefits are being forced to pay for groceries, which doesn't leave enough money to send their kids to Vegas for that tournament. So the head coach of the team spoke up about these issues.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the country that makes it like really unsure. Uncertainty. We got the SNAPs benefits that affects, like I said, our team directly. No shame in the game. I grew up on it. It is what it is. We need help. You know, we always crying out to do things or want to look for positivity, but there's a chance to do it.
If you do want to help the football team make it to Vegas for those games, you can head over to their GoFundMe page and make a donation.
We haven't even made it to Thanksgiving yet, and Santa has already paid a visit to one suburb. Families got to welcome Santa in the Ice Palace, located in Woodfield Mall's Grand Court. Santa will be there to take photos until Christmas Eve. You can make a reservation online, and for more information on how to book, just head over to our website, fox32chicago.com.
All right, Bears wide receiver Romo Dunze is responding to social media posts by his dad, calling out the Bears. We'll explain coming up.
Air travelers could see some big disruptions today.
The FAA is cutting flights at dozens of airports across the country, including both Chicago airports, O'Hare and Midway. They'll see the cuts as well. The FAA says these cuts will help relieve pressure on air traffic controllers who are right now working without pay during the government shutdown.
A judge has ordered the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits for November by today. The ruling came after complaints that only 65% of benefits would be covered, leaving millions in need. The Trump administration is appealing the judge's decision.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court, they are going to be holding a private meeting to confirm whether it will hear a case that is seeking to limit or even roll back federal protections on same-sex marriage. This meeting follows a hearing on a case brought on by a former Kentucky County clerk who is seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
Time now is 6:50, and we give you a live look outside. Boy, doesn't look very warm and cozy out there, but we will see some sunshine today, says Mike Kaplan.
Lots of sunshine on the way, but we still have those low clouds hanging over the City. Temperatures pretty close to 50, and in some places a little bit above that. We got 53 at Joliet and LaSalle, Peru, 49 Gary, Merrillville, 46 in Michigan City, Waukegan, 49. You're clearing out, and you've got clear skies basically in Woodstock, 49. I think area-wide we're looking for low 60s today. Yeah, it's going to be windy, but I'll trade that for those temps close to 60. Right now, one of the strongest winds is at Midway, where we have a 22-mile-an-hour gust. I think we'll see gusts in that range. So here are today's highs. Pick and choose. Maybe a 58 or 59 far north. Some low 60s showing up most of the area. It's a mild day with sunshine breaking out. Take a look at our futurecast, and the departure of the cloud cover is in progress. I know that a lot of us still have some low clouds. That's going to be swept out of here in short order. So sunshine this afternoon, maybe toward evening. Here we are at about 4:30, sun going down. See some clouds sneaking in out of Wisconsin. Could there be a sprinkle of that? Yes, that's not the main storm system. We wait for tomorrow, and here comes the rain. It will start raining here maybe as early as late morning, but I think it's really mainly an afternoon deal. And there you go, little snow mixing in, and I think most of us will at least see a few snowflakes, but this first stuff is not going to stick. It's not going to be cold enough on the ground for it to stick. If we are going to get any sticking snow, it's going to have to be lake effect. Our model and a couple of others point almost all of that way to the east of Chicagoland, but one other computer model brings that in here on Monday morning, so we're going to keep that at least a low proposition bet. 36 cold. Sunday's high 36, 38 degrees on Monday. Then we'll be in the 50s here by Wednesday of next week. Let's take a ride over to Gabriela Primus to find out where those Friday slowdowns are, and you're still looking at the trains.
I'm still talking about trains, but Union Pacific Northwest, we had a 25-minute delay on all the inbound trains. That should be clear. Now we're talking about Union Pacific West, an inbound train number 24 that's scheduled for 7:53. It is stopped near LaFox because of mechanical issues. That likely means that we're going to see some other delays on that line as well. There's two stalls to talk about, no crashes on the Dan Ryan. Outbound Dan Ryan at 18th, a right lane is blocked because of that stall, and then also inbound in the express lanes at 43rd. That is just over in the right shoulder. Let's also talk about a crash that's on the I-57 going inbound near Halstead Street. A left lane is blocked in this case. You can see traffic almost starts at 111th all the way to this area. So add at least 10 minutes to your drive there. Luckily, we're not seeing any stop and go as you approach 95th because travel times are pretty typical for this time of morning on a Friday. 35 minutes on the Dan Ryan from 95th to the Byrne interchange. Let's call it 35 on the Stevenson and Eisenhower as well. 35 also on the Kennedy from O'Hare to downtown. That traffic mostly around and before the junction. I'll send it back to you, Anthony.
Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate it. President Trump is announcing a deal with drug companies aimed at lowering the cost of obesity drugs. The president says these medicines, which can cost hundreds of dollars a month, will cost as little as $150 a month. More Medicare enrollees will also have access. In exchange, drug makers would get a break on tariffs.
This is a great day for American health and health care, and for all of American patients.
We're talking about 6 to 10% of Americans already on them. It's going to go double, triple that.
These drugs will be offered at a discount through the website Trump RX, which the White House is set to launch in January.
Elon Musk, one step closer to becoming the world's first trillionaire. He won a Tesla shareholder vote that would give him stock worth $1 trillion if he hits certain performance targets over the next decade. Now, there were weeks of debate over his management record at the electric car maker and whether anyone deserved such unprecedented pay.
Bears wide receiver Rome Odunze is responding to his dad's posts on X. James Odunze posted earlier this week calling on the Bears to trade his son because they don't target him enough. Odunze talked about those posts yesterday.
Yeah, no, I don't make a big deal out of it. You know, obviously he has his opinions, I have mine, and he feels like he needs to voice those things on social media. But you know, that's his prerogative. But you know, he speaks for himself. I speak for myself.
How do you feel about your situation?
Oh man, I'm happy. You know, I'm just trying to do my job within this organization. That's as a leader, as a person, as an individual, and then as a football player. So trying to excel at a Hall of Fame level.
Odunze does lead the Bears in receiving yards and targets as well, James Odunze. Make a note of that. He is also tied with DeAndre Swift for the most touchdowns. All right, some history was made in college basketball, everybody. 19-year-old Florida Gators redshirt freshman Olivier Rioux became the tallest person to ever play college basketball. Olivier there, he stands 7 feet 9 inches. Made his debut last night in Florida's 104-64 win over North Florida. Fans were chanting his name to urge the coach to put him in. The coach did. Now, Olivier did play. Only 2 minutes. He did not score.
That is incredible. Wow.
Big kid.
Honor your past so you wanna be and embrace the future. That's what people want.
Oh boy, this is going to be a good one. Lionsgate Films released a trailer for Michael on social media yesterday. Michael Jackson, played by his nephew, Jafar Jackson. It's set to hit theaters in April of next year.
Wow, his nephew
Isn't that amazing?
Playing the lead role. Wow, that is incredible.
Plenty more Good Day Chicago ahead. Keep it right here.
Get big ball.
Welcome back. Peloton is recalling bikes linked to potentially faulty seats.
Company's recalling its original Bike Plus after receiving reports that the seat post broke and detached during use. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the issue has led to at least 2 injuries. The recall impacts about 833,000 Bike Plus units that were sold nationwide between January 2020 and April 2025.
A legal win for the White House. The Supreme Court is allowing the Trump administration to block transgender and non-binary people from marking their passports with the gender that they align with. This ruling stops a lower court order which required the government to let people choose male, female, or X on their passport. The changes were enacted by an executive order issued shortly after President Trump took office.
Company layoffs surged in the U.S. last month as AI continued to disrupt the labor market. New data reveals job cuts in October climbed by more than 153,000. And that is up nearly 180% from the same month a year ago. It's also the highest workforce reduction for October in more than 20 years.
Holiday shopping is off to a strong start, and retailers could be in for a record-breaking season. The National Retail Federation expects Americans to spend more than $1 trillion in November and December, up 4% from last year. Shoppers are buying earlier this year despite inflation and economic uncertainty.
One of the most anticipated video game releases has been pushed back again. Grand Theft Auto 6 By the way, I cannot believe these graphics. They look so realistic. It's now slated to come out in November of next year. Rockstar Games says the extra time is needed to hit the, quote, level of polish you have come to expect and deserve with this game. Earlier this year, the video game maker announced a new release date of May 2026, but now it'll be November 2026.
Good Day Chicago at 7 starts now.
And right now at 7 o'clock, travelers could face some big headaches at the airport today as the FAA flight cuts go into effect. We are live at O'Hare with the impact we're seeing there.
Why same-sex marriage will be the topic of a meeting between Supreme Court justices today.
A suburban chiropractor is facing charges after he is accused of secretly recording his patients.
And could we see some snow this weekend? That's the big question. Mike has details on the timing.
Yeah, we thank you for joining us here on Friday morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for being here. Mike, what are we looking at this weekend here, sir?
A little rain and a little bit of snow, but you're right, those graphics on that Grand Theft Auto game is so lifelike. It's tough to know what's real and what's AI. What's AI?
Mike is short-circuiting. We gotta reset him. Control Alt Delete.
All right, come on.
What would we do without you, Mike Kaplan? Life would be so boring.
Man. All right, hey, here's the deal. We had the rain overnight. Pull it together, Natalie. We're going to see clearing skies. In fact, it's already happening from northwest to southeast. 55 at 9, 59 at noon, and at 4 o'clock it'll still be in the upper 50s, likely getting into the low 60s. It is going to be breezy out there, but you can see the clouds already breaking here over the lakefront. At O'Hare, mostly cloudy, but not entirely cloudy. 51 there with a southwest wind at 13. Other current temperatures, we're looking at mostly 50s now. We got 51 at Midway, 50 in Aurora. Joliet already 54, and in Gary it's 52. But a blast of cold air is on the way, and I think we're going to see our first flakes of the season. Let's get it over for a look at the traffic here on this Friday morning. Where are the slowest spots?
Hey, good morning, Mike. We have Skyfox down because of some low cloud cover. But we're taking a look at the Dan Ryan here, where traffic starting around Garfield Boulevard for your inbound trip all the way into the city. It's due to a couple of stalls that are slowing you down. A good 35 minutes commute from 95th to the Burn interchange. Other expressways around 35 minutes as well on the Stevenson, Eisenhower, and on the Kennedy. On the Stevenson going southbound, though, for your outbound commute, there is a crash near Cass Avenue. Here's a look at all the traffic as you approach that area. It starts around Kingery Highway to this spot. And then we also have that other crash on I-57, so going back over to the south side. On the inbound side of I-57 at Halstead Street, a left lane is blocked. I know crews are on it, and it already looks like traffic is dwindling here, but it was starting around 111th all the way to the crash. I'll send it back to you, Natalie.
Thank you, Gabby. Air travelers gearing up for disruptions.
The FAA is cutting flights across the country, including at airports, both airports here in Chicago. Roseanne is live at O'Hare with the impact we're seeing there this morning. Roseanne, how's it looking out there?
Well, it is getting very busy. 800 flights, more than 800 flights, I should say, are canceled across the country this morning. 78 of them here at O'Hare. And as you can see, yep, the people are piling up. The FAA has ordered a 10% reduction in flights at 40 major airports. And as Anthony said, it includes O'Hare and Midway, all due to a shortage of TSA agents and air traffic controllers amid the government shutdown. They've been working without pay for about a month. Despite the strain, some of the flyers we talked to say they're less worried about safety than getting to and from their destinations.
We were worried about security, but I don't see anybody. We checked in with no problem.
It's just starting today.
A lot of early. That's the other thing. We came really early, so.
Are you worried about your return trip?
Yes. Coming out of Orlando, I think it's going to be a long day.
Okay. And finally, just how frustrating is this?
You know, I'm frustrated because it happens whoever's in office. It doesn't really matter. It's not a party-specific thing. It's just a tool they use to play a game with the American people who spend all of their lives paying taxes. And that's the frustrating part.
So many of the flyers we talked to are really taking it in stride and coming early. We talked to a man headed to Minneapolis here 3 hours early just to make sure he got on that flight. 18 flights, by the way, are canceled at Midway. And I did happen to talk to a TSA baggage handler off camera who tells me that today he'll miss his third paycheck. But also found it interesting. He said it could be worse. Other agencies' employees are getting checks with pay stubs that say $0, which he felt would feel even worse than not getting a check at all. Back to you in the studio.
So tough. Thank you, Roseanne. As for the shutdown, today is day 38. The Senate is expected to hold another vote today to try and reopen the government. Now, this new bill would fund Veterans Affairs and Agriculture Department programs like SNAP. It includes a Band-Aid for the rest of government into January, but House Speaker Mike Johnson says he will not commit to a vote on health care subsidies, which Democrats have been fighting for.
A federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to fully fund November SNAP benefits by today. This ruling after complaints that only 65% of benefits would be covered, leaving millions of folks in need. The judge criticized the Trump administration for ignoring the harm to low-income families. SNAP does help 42 million Americans buy groceries, but these delays mean that they likely won't see funds added to their debit cards immediately here. The Trump administration is appealing the judge's decision.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hold a private meeting to confirm whether it will hear a case seeking to limit or roll back federal protections on same-sex marriage. The meeting follows a hearing on a case brought by a former Kentucky county clerk who is seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
A federal judge has banned federal immigration agents from using force against protesters and the media. Judge Sarah Ellis says she doesn't believe the government's version of events are credible. Lawyers for the Trump administration argued that tear gas and use of force were necessary during raids in Old Irving Park, Evanston, and Little Village. Plaintiffs also say sworn deposition testimony from Operation Midway Blitz leader Greg Bavino reveals that he lied about the justification for tossing tear gas during that raid in Little Village.
The court has affirmed that what happened to us was wrong, that our right to speak, to gather, and to protest is still protected by the First Amendment. The court's ruling makes it clear our voices matter.
Officials with the Department of Homeland Security says that they will appeal that judge's ruling.
A teacher detained by immigration agents at a daycare will be in court next Wednesday.
Brian is here in studio with the very latest for us. Brian?
Video of that arrest is going viral. It all happened in the North Center neighborhood on Wednesday. The woman's attorney says that she is not here illegally. The attorney says that she is a legally authorized asylum seeker. The Department of Homeland Security claims that the woman went into the daycare fleeing agents during a traffic stop. Feds say that they weren't actually targeting the daycare. This incident captured the attention of Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson.
That video shocked the conscience of every single Chicagoan across our beloved city. This is not who we are. We most certainly cannot have this in our city or our country.
The Department of Homeland Security says that they did not target the daycare and say that the teacher tried to barricade herself inside. They say that she is here illegally and claim that she tried to smuggle her teenage children into the country last month. A hearing over her detention is set for next Wednesday. Natalie?
Brian, a chiropractor in Batavia is accused of secretly recording his patients. Investigators say David Hansen hid cameras throughout his office, even in a room where people undressed. Police searched the Hansen family chiropractic clinic yesterday. They say he filmed more than 180 people, including children. Hansen faces child pornography charges. He is currently in jail without bond. Anyone who thinks they were recorded should call Kane County prosecutors.
The Palatine Police Department is renewing a call for information about a decades-old missing persons case. Take a look at the photo here. Anthony Tony Kalama was reported missing 27 years ago, and the last time anyone saw him was near the intersection of North Hicks Road and Rand Road in Palatine. He was seen right near the Foxfire Apartments that day, and witnesses say they saw him near a car speaking with another man. Police are hoping that two Good Samaritans who mailed in a tip to police back in 2014 will come forward once again with any more information that they may have.
Even the smallest details could help our detectives and our investigations bureau, develop some type of timeline or further evidence in the case. 27 years is a long time, but our goal is to find the truth and to give his family some closure that they've waited a long time for.
Kalama was 36 years old when he was last seen.
Let's take a live look outside now. It is 7:09 and we've got some cloudy skies out there. Maybe you encountered some rain earlier today, but Mike Kaplan says it's going to clear out for us.
Yes, we're in the process of doing that from northwest to southeast. In fact, depending on what direction you look at in the city, you either got some of those low clouds hanging there or you've got some breaks. Let's take another look here. This is from our tower camera, and you can see a little bit of light hitting the buildings, and indeed the clouds are breaking. Those of you in the northwest suburbs already getting a good deal of sunshine. Let's review the satellite imagery. You can see that taking place. So roughly from the city and point southeast, still some cloud cover to negotiate for maybe another hour or two, but it's going to be a nice sunny afternoon with temperatures, I think, getting easily into the low 60s. Maybe a struggle to get there far north, but 59 at Woodstock and Spring Grove, Fox Lake, Waukegan, Wadsworth, that's not bad this time of year, but you're seeing low 6 sunny. So we'll say becoming mostly sunny. It is going to be breezy. West winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. So that's kind of the only downside there. Tonight, tiny chance of a sprinkle, maybe around 8 o'clock or so. That's not a big deal, and it's not the main storm system. That is coming in here tomorrow. Then will there be a second whammy tied to that storm system in the form of lake effect snow? I think there will be lake effect snow. I'm confident that there will be, especially late Sunday into Monday. I have very little confidence on exactly where that's going to go. We have to wait until the event pretty much sets up. I'm really confident we've got the coldest air of the season on the way, though. 36 Sunday, it'll be chilly at Soldier Field, 38 Monday. Then we see those temperatures getting back in the 50s middle and end of next week. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Mike. More legal trouble for former NFL star Antonio Brown. Why he was arrested in Dubai and extradited back to the U.S.
Get an 11.
air travelers could see some big disruptions today.
The FAA is cutting flights at dozens of airports across the country, including O'Hare and Midway. The FAA says the cuts will help relieve pressure on air traffic controllers who are right now working without pay during the government shutdown.
A judge has ordered the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits for November by today. The ruling came after complaints that only 65% of benefits would be covered, leaving millions in need. The Trump administration is appealing the judge's decision.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hold a private meeting to confirm whether it will hear a case seeking to either limit or roll back federal protection of same-sex marriage. The meeting follows a hearing on a case brought on by a former Kentucky county clerk who is seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
3 pilots and a child are among the 13 people killed in this week's fiery cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky. 9 people are still missing. Before the fiery crash, flight records indicate the 34-year-old jet was grounded for 6 weeks in San Antonio. FAA maintenance records obtained by the Wall Street Journal say it was to fix a crack in the fuel tank. The NTSB says it's going over the aircraft's entire maintenance history.
We will do everything we need to find out what happened and to figure out how to keep it from happening again. We are aware that this aircraft was there in San Antonio. Our belief is today that there was not a maintenance issue regarding that aircraft prior to the flight.
A full report on the cause of the crash could take more than a year.
Former NFL star Antonio Brown is in police custody in New York City after he was extradited there from the United Arab Emirates. The 37-year-old was allegedly attempting to evade the reach of the U.S. legal system. Brown has been wanted since June following a shooting at a celebrity boxing event in Miami.
A jury in Virginia awarding $10 million to a former teacher who was shot by her 6-year-old student. Abby Zwerner sued the school's former assistant principal, Ebony Parker, accusing her of ignoring repeated warnings that the child had a gun. Zwerner had sought $40 million in the suit. Parker faces a separate criminal trial on 8 counts of felony child neglect.
2 New York City firefighters remain hospitalized this morning after responding to a garbage fire that went out of control in the Bronx. It spread to several cars. It eventually caused a massive explosion, and those 2 were among 7 firefighters who were hurt at that scene. Fire officials now say that that garbage fire was started by what they are calling a careless disposal of a cigarette butt.
A 19-year-old man from Seattle has been arrested in what authorities say was a foiled terror plot during Halloween weekend in Michigan. According to multiple reports, Saeed Ali Mira was arrested back on Wednesday by the FBI. Officials say he was in communication with 7 others whom are accused of being ISIS supporters. This is the 8th arrest made in connection to the foiled plot. A former federal employee charged with assault for throwing a sandwich at a federal agent is found not guilty. Former Justice Department worker Sean Dunn threw that sandwich during the D.C. takeover in August to protest immigration enforcement efforts. He was initially charged with a felony, but it was later downgraded to a misdemeanor. The jury deliberated for days before rejecting that charge as well.
Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is running for New York governor. She just joined the race. Stefanik, a fierce ally of President Trump, and in recent weeks she has been ramping up her criticism of Governor Kathy Hochul. Stefanik has also attacked Hochul over her endorsement of New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. All right, 7:18. Let's send it over to Mike Kaplan for a look at our conditions. Kind of a nice view there, and it looks like the sun is doing its best to peek through this morning.
Oh, it's going to make a strong comeback here over the next couple of hours. Some of you northwest of the city already seeing plenty of sunshine. This is a view that I don't recall us having shown. Have you guys seen this?
Haven't.
From 875 North Michigan Ave. Of course, we got the water tower there. Looks like maybe a Norway maple here changing colors, but that's a great perspective there. Looks like the pavement has dried out from the overnight rain. I'll show you some of the totals here. Yeah, kind of a quarter inch or less across most of the area. However, there's a little corridor kind of close to I-55 where you picked up about a ½ inch of rain in some of those thunderstorms. Aurora 2/10, about the same at O'Hare. Waukegan, 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. But there is more rain on the way. Not really today, but more so tomorrow. Clouds are going to scatter out. You got a lot of sunshine on the way. By the time we get to sunset, there will be some cloudiness sneaking in out of Wisconsin. Cannot rule out a sprinkle, maybe 8, 9 o'clock, but that is not the main event. We await precipitation coming in from the west. Already you can see some activity tomorrow morning, but it's tomorrow afternoon that that rain really gets going. Our model actually just updated, so I'm looking at this for the first time with you, and it's pretty much telling the same story. Now let's look for blue. Aha! Cold air gets in there. It's going to change some of that rain to snow, but it's going to be too warm and too wet on the ground for that to stick. We need to wait. If there's going to be a sticking snow, it's going to have to be lake effect, and right now our model has barely anything going on, at least through 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. I will, however, raise the specter of lake effect snow getting going at night, Sunday into Monday morning. So I'm putting that about 30% chance for some snow in there. I think it'll be dry for the Bears game, but cold. Highs both Sunday and Monday, only in the mid to upper 30s. Looks like we have some delays in purple.
Mike, it's going from Metra to the L trains to Metra to the L trains again. So we're talking about purple line trains. Linden-bound trains are standing at Washington Wells because of track problem going on, so be aware of that. Also, another update for Union Pacific Northwest. It looks like all inbound and outbound trains are now delayed around 20 minutes due to some earlier problems that were happening. So keep that in mind if you are planning to take the rails. Let's talk about what's happening on the Dan Ryan. We have some more information now. There's a crash inbound at Canalport Avenue. 2 right lanes are blocked as crews try to clean that up. And then lastly, I want to take you up to Vernon Hills because US 45 west of Deer Path Drive is temporarily closed due to a crash. This is the best picture I could grab from Lake County Passage, but it looks like there's crews blocking it off. I think most of the action is going to be happening north of this over on US 45. I'll send it back to you, Anthony.
Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate it. We got plenty more to get to here on Good Day Chicago on your Friday morning. President Trump announces a deal to lower the cost of weight loss drugs. We also have new details on the heist at the Louvre in Paris, why a weak security password, laughably weak, could be to blame here. And despite tariffs and higher prices, Americans actually expected to spend big time this holiday season. We've got a live report on what could be a record breaker. We'll be right back.
Fox.
and connect directly with.
Happening right now, Mayor Brandon Johnson is testifying before the United Nations Human Rights Council on the Trump administration's immigration raids and SNAP cuts. Let's listen in here.
For Chicago to live its values as a sanctuary city, not just in words, but through coordinated action that protects our neighbors, strengthens community trust, and reaffirms that every person belongs here. A city that was established by a Black Haitian immigrant and a Potawatomi woman who established a trade post at the bank of the river, believing that Chicago one day will be the global capital of the world, where immigrants from around the world and descendants of slaves could find refuge in this beloved city. And across our city, community violence interruption programs are providing everyday safety. And we continue to grow these relationships in the spirit of those who established this city. And these are credible messengers, people who know our neighborhoods, who have lived through the same struggles, working to prevent conflict before it starts. They mediate disputes and connect individuals to services and offer pathways out of harm's way. Together, these efforts from the foundation of a new kind of safety infrastructure, one built on dignity, accountability, and love for our city and its people. We cannot do this work alone, though. And that is why I call on this council to hold the federal government of the United States to the same standards of accountability you apply elsewhere in the world. No country should be above international law. Human rights are universal, or they are meaningless. Chicago has long been a part of this struggle. From the 1950s, when the Civil Rights Congress brought the We Charge Genocide petition to this very body, to the young organizers who marched here decades later, demanding an end to police violence, to the courageous lawyers and survivors of the Chicago Police Department's torture scandal, who compelled the UN Committee Against Torture to call for justice and reparations. Our city's residents have long insisted that global human rights norms must be realized locally. We stand in that proud tradition today. And as I close, I invite the UN's independent experts to visit Chicago to witness both our challenges and our progress firsthand. And I urge the Human Rights Council to consider additional measures of accountability, including a special session to examine the worsening human rights crisis in the United States. The people of Chicago and of this nation deserve a government that honors their dignity, not one that diminishes it. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your continued solidarity in the global fight for human rights.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson addressing the United Nations Human Rights Council remotely. They are currently meeting in Geneva, Switzerland. He is asking the United Nations to send independent experts to Chicago to examine what he calls the worsening human rights crisis brought on by the Trump administration. So we'll see if anything comes of that.
All right, we have much more Good Day Chicago to get to right after this short break. Happy Friday morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back. You are watching Good Day Chicago.
All right, here's a look at some of the stories we are following for you to kick off Friday morning. Airlines have started cutting flights at O'Hare and Midway after the FAA ordered a 10% reduction in flights nationwide because of the government shutdown.
A judge has ordered the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits for the month of November by today. Comes after complaints that only 65% of benefits would be covered, leaving millions in need. The Trump administration is appealing the decision.
The holiday shopping season is kicking off, and experts are expecting another big year despite tariffs and despite higher prices. The National Retail Federation predicts people will spend about $890 each, second highest number ever in the history of that survey. And air travelers, they are gearing up for more major disruptions today.
This morning, the FAA is cutting flights across the country. Roseanne is live at O'Hare. And Roseanne, FlightAware apparently shows there have already been around 80 cancellations there at O'Hare. What are you seeing?
Well, honestly, we're seeing pretty big crowds, but we're hearing the security lines are not that bad. Many of those people that had their flights cut were notified ahead of time. So you're not finding a lot of angry passengers. Most of these people knew their flights were go today, but they left really early to get here. So take a look. The crowds are big. There is a lot of traffic. This certainly isn't stopping anybody from flying. 810 flights, though, are canceled across the country, according to FlightAware. And as you said, nearly 80 at O'Hare. The FAA has ordered a 10% reduction in flights at 40 major airports, O'Hare and Midway included. It's all due to that shortage of TSA agents and air traffic controllers amid the government shutdown. They've been working without pay for about a month, and it is beginning to put a stress on the system. We asked passengers about their concerns as they headed to the airport today.
The concerns are that the government is still shut down. I feel like they definitely need to come to an agreement and get that back opened. At the same time, I'm traveling a ton. I want all the TSA, I want the people to be getting paid. They shouldn't be working for free. So I think it's the responsibility of our government to get these people back together. You know, unfortunately, it's going to come down to travel being interfered, and our, daily lives are going to be affected.
How frustrating is that?
I mean, it's frustrating, of course. No one wants interruption with travel, especially coming into the holidays. But at the same time, it's frustrating that the government shut down. These people need to be paid.
And that's really a common thing that we're hearing. People more irritated by the government shutdown, but dealing with the issues at the airport. Now, we're standing next to the TSA pre-check line, and that is beginning to grow. Again, people are piling up. And as you said, nearly 80 flights canceled here at O'Hare, 18 at Midway at last check. We'll keep you updated as things progress. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Roseanne. Now, as for this shutdown, today is day 38, and the Senate is expected to hold another vote today to try and reopen the government. This new bill would fund Veterans Affairs and Agriculture Department programs like SNAP. It includes a Band-Aid for the rest of the government into January, but House Speaker Mike Johnson says he will not commit to a vote on health care subsidies, which Democrats have been fighting for.
A federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to fully fund November SNAP benefits by today. The ruling comes after complaints that only 65% of benefits would be covered this month, leaving millions of people in need. The judge criticized the Trump administration for ignoring the harm done to low-income families. SNAP does help 42 million Americans buy groceries, but delays mean they likely won't see funds on debit cards immediately. The Trump administration is appealing the judge's decision.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hold a private meeting to confirm whether it will hear a case seeking to limit or roll back federal protections on same-sex marriage. The meeting follows a hearing on a case brought by a former Kentucky county clerk who is seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
A federal judge bans federal immigration agents from using force against protesters and against the media. Judge Sarah Ellis says she doesn't believe the government's version of events are credible. Lawyers for the Trump administration, though, argue that tear gas and use of force were both necessary during raids in Old Irving Park, Evanston, and Little Village. Plaintiffs also say that sworn deposition testimony from Operation Midway Blitz leader Greg Bovino reveals that he lied about the justification for tossing tear gas during a raid in Little Village.
The court has affirmed that what happened to us was wrong, that our right to speak, to gather, and to protest is still protected by the First Amendment. The court's ruling makes it clear our voices matter.
Officials with the Department of Homeland Security say they will appeal the judge's ruling.
We now know a teacher detained by immigration agents at a daycare will be in court on Wednesday. It happened in the North Center neighborhood yesterday. The Department of Homeland Security, they claim the woman went into the daycare fleeing agents during a traffic stop. They also say they were not targeting the daycare. The incident captured the attention of Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. He says the incident shook him.
That video shocked the conscience of every single Chicagoan across our beloved city. This is not who we are. We most certainly cannot have this in our city or our country.
The woman's attorney says she's a legally authorized asylum seeker. DHS claims she crossed the border illegally in 2023, and they claim she has tried to smuggle her 2 teenage children into the country as well.
All right, 7:36. Let's check in with Mike Kaplan. Does look like it is getting brighter by the minute outside.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. You couldn't see the tops of the buildings. It was completely cloudy. Everything proceeding according to plan. We have clearing skies out there, and you're going to see a lot of sunshine today. Those of you in Northwest Indiana, you're going to be the last to get into the sunshine, but just be patient. 51, mostly cloudy at O'Hare. At 51, it's close to the normal high already for this time of year. We have a west-southwest wind at about 11 miles per hour. That will be kind of in that 15 to 20 mph range much of the day. 54 at Midway and Joliet. 48 at Woodstock, where you're perfectly sunny. Still cloudy at Gary, 52. 49 at Valparaiso. You picked up about 1/4 of an inch there. Rainfall overnight. Now, compared with 7 a.m. yesterday, look at the temperature difference. 20 degrees warmer in many spots. That wind last night, the clouds really held temperatures up. It will not be 20 degrees warmer this afternoon than it was yesterday. Winds clocking in at 24 at Midway, 21 at O'Hare. So it is going to be kind of a blustery day. Right now, there's southwest winds. I think as the day wears on, it'll go more due west. Cloud cover, if you've got it, it's going away. We'll have a lot of sunshine on the way. Caveat to that is very late this afternoon. Here we are right around sunset, and a little disturbance coming in out of Wisconsin. For sure, some clouds. Maybe 1 or 2 sprinkles during the early evening hours. Then notice already some lake effect cloud cover. This is not what would make snow here, but an indication of what the potential is going to be coming in the tail end of the weekend. Maybe a shower in the morning, more likely rain coming in the afternoon. It will be all rain initially, and then once it gets dark, 7 p.m., here comes some light snow mixing in, but it will be wet snow. It's not going to stick because the ground is too warm. Air temperatures, I think, are too warm. If there's going to be a sticking snow, it's going to have to form over the lake, and it's just too early now to tell if that's going to really happen, whether it would point in that direction or whether some of it might make it a little bit farther to the west. Definitely colder here Monday and Tuesday. Got a bunch of good pictures sent in from our Fox 32 weather app. How about this neat shot? I love the leaves on the ground here. Gail Januso, Spider Island. This is off of Door County at the northern tip there by Newport State Park. Pretty shot there. I think the fall foliage a little bit past peak there at Door County. Some people have been asking me, they're like, nah, stay closer. It's going to look a little bit better, but that is a pretty shot there. How about Mr. O'Hara? Johnny O giving us a look at some gorgeous color there. This is along the Lakefront Trail here in the city amid the blue skies. Johnny, another winner there. Thank you for contributing as always. He sends in 3 pictures every day. I can't use them all the time, but this is an interesting shot here, and you'd have to kind of walk up to your TV screens to see it, but Carla Mitchell thinks that this tree in Beach Park has a hidden heart in the middle of it.
Oh, how nice.
I could kind of see that there, where the branches are parting there, or the trunk divides anyway. That's a nice one. And another Door County picture, Jan Eigenfeld, one of my buddies, eyes to the skies in Sturgeon Bay there in the southern Door County. I always love that upward perspective there. A lot of people just, point the camera straight at the trees from a distance. Get under one and do that. You get a nice
good look. I like it.
Jan, good stuff there. Thank all of you for contributing photos to us for us to share.
Beautiful. Thank you.
What'd you call me?
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Dork County. No,
Dork County.
I'm just kidding there, Mike. Oldest one in the book, 7:39. Here's a look at your drive times as we head to break. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back. The holidays are nearly here, and that means it's also shopping season.
And despite tariffs, despite higher prices, Americans are expected to spend big. Kennedy Hayes is live to break down the numbers for us. Kennedy, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Anthony and Natalie. That's right. The National Retail Federation estimates about 42% of people actually started buying presents before November hit this year, and that definitely checked out, at least for some New Yorkers that I talked to.
So we like to get a jump on things so that we have a lot of items to pick from when we go to the stores and stuff. So we we probably have about 20 presents so far.
A little bit last minute, so we'll see. We have not done much shopping yet for Christmas. Have you?
We usually start around Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving a weekend, and this has been a tradition with us.
The National Retail Federation estimates sales will be just over $1 trillion. That's a record and around a 4% increase from last year. According to the Federation's latest holiday survey, people are planning to spend an average of about $890 this year. And gift cards are expected to be the most popular present, followed by clothing and books. Now, with the government shutdown and tariff uncertainty, economists say fewer retailers are hiring extra seasonal help this year, and stores stocked up extra early to avoid running short on hot items. NRF says that's part of the reason many shoppers are hitting stores ahead of Black Friday to avoid crowds, spread out their spending, and cut down on stress. Economists say shelves won't be empty, but if there's a specific item you really want, it's smart to grab it sooner rather than later. Planning ahead and looking for deals remains key.
Make sure that you take advantage of, all the different deals that you may get if you go to a retailer's website and you sign up for the first time or you download their app. There's always deals to be found there. And finally, as we all know, shop around, right? Look around, make sure you do your research.
And if you do choose to hit those stores before the Black Friday deals come around, NRF says you can also save by taking advantage of those buy now, pay later services. Anthony, Natalie.
Thank you, Kennedy. Appreciate the report there from New York. It's 7:44 back here in Chicago. Here's a quick look at what is coming up for us here on Good Day during our 8 and 9 o'clock hours. So we hope you keep it here, and we hope you're having a great Friday morning.
What?
Airlines have started cutting flights at O'Hare and Midway International Airports.
This comes after the FAA ordered a 10% reduction in flights nationwide because of the government shutdown. And we did just check FlightAware. There have already been more than 60 delays and about 80 cancellations at O'Hare this morning. That puts it toward the top of the misery map, just behind Boston.
A judge has ordered the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits for November by today. It comes after complaints that only 65% of benefits would be covered, leaving millions in need. The Trump administration is appealing the decision.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hold a private meeting to confirm whether it will hear a case seeking to limit or roll back federal protections on same-sex marriage. This meeting follows a hearing on a case brought on by a former Kentucky county clerk who is seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
7:48, and let's give you a live look outside. Beautiful look at the city there. Just goes to it's a shot like this. It's like we live in a huge city, you know, if you didn't already know it.
Yeah, all right, we're looking north. Can you see how the clouds are moving left to right in that shot? Can you see it moving?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have a pretty good wind out there, and it is in part blowing the cloud cover away. And if you don't have sunshine yet, it is coming your way. And all that afternoon sun, I think, is going to boost temperatures into the low 60s. The cloud cover is going away. The rain is long gone. I think we'll hit 62 for the official high. Nobody's going to be too far from that north to south, east to west across Chicagoland. Here you see the departure of the rain overnight. That's now racing through eastern Indiana, already to Detroit. I mean, it is long gone. And the cloud cover is breaking up here as well, affording us a nice view of sunshine. If you don't have it yet, it's coming out here in the next couple of hours. All right, here's the Weather Authority Futurecast. Take a look at what happens very late this afternoon, right around sunset. Look what's coming in out of Wisconsin. This is a trough of low pressure. And most low pressure shows up like an L on the weather map. This is a line. It's elongated. And what that will do is definitely bring a little increase in cloud cover. What I'm not as confident of is whether there'll be any rain coming out of those clouds. If there is, it's going to be sprinkles at most. That's not a big deal. Then we get actually some lake effect going on toward tomorrow morning. That could be a light rain shower. But the main system, the one that's been garnering all the headlines this week, that's getting in here tomorrow afternoon. Initially, exclusively rain, but cold air is going to get involved in this system on the backside. The problem with getting any accumulating snow from this thing is that the ground's going to be too warm. Air temperature is going to be above freezing. So, yeah, it's probably going to snow, but it's just not going to stick. If we get any sticking snow, it will have to be, in my opinion, lake effect, and that won't get going until we're talking about late Sunday into Monday morning. And I'm going to keep that still at kind of a low chance sort of a deal. I think the Bears will be playing in dry conditions, but cold. High of only 36, 38 on Monday, and then we creep out of that. 44 for Veterans Day, low 50s here Wednesday and Thursday. Back to you.
All right, Mike. Thank you, sir. President Trump is announcing a deal with drug companies. This is aimed at lowering the cost of obesity drugs. The president says the medicines, which can cost hundreds of dollars a month, will cost as little as $150 per month. More Medicare enrollees will also have access to them. Now, in exchange, those drug makers would get a break on tariffs.
This is a great day for American health and health care and for all of American patients.
We're talking about 6 to 10% of Americans already on them. It's going to go double, triple that.
The drugs will be offered at a discount through the website TrumpRx, which the White House is set to launch in January.
Elon Musk, one step closer to becoming the world's first trillionaire. He won a Tesla shareholder vote that would give him stock worth $1 trillion if he hits certain performance targets over the next decade. There were weeks of debate over his management record at the electric car maker and whether anybody deserved such unprecedented pay, but apparently he won out.
A massive fire, meantime, destroyed the multi-million-dollar Florida home of Miami Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra. Officials say flames broke out early yesterday morning, and the fire quickly spread across the 1-acre property in southwest Miami-Dade County. Fire crews say the property is surrounded by trees as well, which made the firefight a little more challenging. The front of the house is still standing, but apparently other parts of the home have completely collapsed. Fortunately, no reports of any injuries. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Shockingly, lax security measures may have made that jewelry heist possible at the Louvre Museum in Paris. You have to hear this. Okay, we already know back on October 18th, thieves broke into the Louvre and stole more than $100 million in precious jewels. Investigators say they were able to force their way in through a window using power tools. But get this, a Louvre employee later revealed that the password for the security system was Louvre. The password was Louvre. The president and director of the museum also said the perimeter security was weak due to what they are calling underinvestment.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, Bears wide receiver Rome Odunze is responding to his dad's posts on X. James Odunze posted earlier this week calling on the Bears to trade his son because they don't target him enough, apparently. Odunze talked about the posts yesterday.
Yeah, no, I don't make a big deal out of it. You know, obviously he has his opinions, I have mine, and he feels like he needs to voice those things on social media. But you know, that's his prerogative. But you know, he speaks for himself. I speak for myself.
How do you feel about your situation?
Oh man, I'm happy. You know, I'm just trying to do my job within this organization. That's as a leader, as a person, as an individual, and then as a football player. So trying to excel at a Hall of Fame level.
Odunze does lead the Bears in receiving yards, and James Odunze, if you're listening, he also leads the team in targets. He's also tied with DeAndre Swift for most touchdowns. All right, 7:53, some history in college basketball. 19-year-old Florida Gators redshirt freshman Olivier Rioux just became the tallest person to ever play college hoops. He stands 7 feet 9 inches, and he made his debut last night in Florida's 104-64 win over North Florida. Fans started chanting his name to urge the coach to put him in, even for a short time. He did play just 2 minutes. He did not score.
We're getting a sneak peek at the new Hollywood biopic about the King of Pop.
This is your story. Honor your past.
So you wanna be starting some?
And embrace the future. That's what people want.
Oh, you feel the energy from that one. Lionsgate Films released a trailer for Michael on social media yesterday. Michael Jackson is played by his nephew, Jafar Jackson. It's set to hit theaters in April of next year.
Looks like a hit.
Certainly
Looks like
does.
a hit.
Can't wait to see it. Plenty more Good Day Chicago ahead. Keep it right here.
I'm on vacation.
Time now is 7:57. Layoffs surged to record levels last month. It comes as AI continues to disrupt the job market. A new report by Challenger Gray & Christmas shows job cuts climbed by more than 153,000 in October. That is up 175% from the same month last year. And it's the highest October increase since 2003.
The Trump administration is pausing U.S. port fees on Chinese-linked shipping vessels for a year. This is a move to reduce the tension between the U.S. and China when it comes to trade right now. It's also part of potential negotiations with China over its ocean logistics of ports control and domination of shipbuilding. China has also agreed to hold off on any retaliatory fees on U.S.-linked ships. That freeze is set to take effect on Monday.
You got to see this. Video shows a healthcare executive pass out in the middle of an Oval Office announcement about weight loss drugs. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt identified him as Novo Nordisk executive Gordon Findlay. And that was Dr. Oz who rushed over to help him out.
One of the representatives of the companies at one of the companies got a little bit lightheaded. You saw he went down, and he's fine. They just sent him out. He's got doctor's care, but he's fine.
Findlay and other executives from Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly were invited to the White House for President Trump's announcement about lowering the cost of GLP-1 drugs.
Peloton is recalling bikes that are linked to potentially faulty seats. The company is recalling its original Bike Plus after receiving reports that the seat post broke and then detached during use. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the issue has led to at least 2 people getting injured. The recall does impact 833,000 of those bikes that were sold across the country between January 2020 and April of 2025.
As the 5th and final season of Stranger Things gets closer, Netflix is keeping the momentum going with a new animated spin-off series coming in 2026. Stranger Things Tales from 85 is set to take place between seasons 2 and 3 of the live-action series. The animated show is expected to feature the same characters as the original series, with different actors voicing the roles.
Holiday shopping is off to a strong start. Retailers could be in for a record-breaking season. The National Retail Federation expects Americans to spend more than $1 trillion in November and December, which is actually up 4% from last year. Shoppers are buying earlier this year despite inflation and all the economic uncertainty.
Good Day Chicago at 8 starts now.
And right now at 8 o'clock, flight cuts begin. Airlines have started slashing schedules after the FAA ordered that 10% reduction in flights across the country. The agency blaming the government shutdown here. And we are live at O'Hare to show you how it is impacting this situation this morning locally.
The Senate prepares to vote on a GOP deal that could end the government shutdown. But the question now, will Democrats bite? We're going to break down what is at stake.
Plus, an effort to feed families across Chicago. We're rolling up our sleeves with an organization helping those that are right now facing food insecurity.
And the first snow of the season, Mike? It's possible.
Not today, though, thank goodness. So, skies are clear. It's going to be a nice day today. We'll have temperatures in the 60s. And the last thing we're going to be thinking about is, oh, could it snow maybe tomorrow? And yet, it could. It could tomorrow night. We'll start with rain in the afternoon. But there's going to be a changeover at some point. I just don't think that tomorrow the snow is going to stick, even at night. 55 for us here at 9. If you haven't cleared yet, you will. 59, sunny, breezy at noon. And we'll get into the low 60s early this afternoon. At 4 o'clock, a little more cloud cover, especially in our northern counties. And that will eventually overspread all of Chicagoland tonight. But there's the sun breaking free from the cloud cover over the lake. 52 now. A little bit of a west-southwest wind at 11 with some stronger gusts. Other area temperatures, pretty much 50s area wide, couple spots only 40s. 49 Woodstock, DeKalb, Aurora, but it's 55 at Joliet, 52 in Valparaiso and Chicago's lakefront. Heading for the low 60s later today. Back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. Well, people heading to the airport today, buckle up. You might be gearing up for a long day here. Airlines have started slashing flights.
This comes after the FAA ordered a 10% reduction in flight operations. We're at 4% now. I think next week is at 10% at dozens of major airports. Roseanne Tejas is live at O'Hare with the impact there. Roseanne?
People really seem to be taking this in stride. Kind of surprising, actually. Many of them say, you know, they're asking what choice do they have. They're not going to cancel their vacation if they don't have to, and many are traveling for work. Today, 810 flights canceled across the country, 78 of them here at O'Hare and 18 at Midway. You know, once again, people beginning to pile up. The FAA has ordered a 10% reduction in flights at 40 major airports, including O'Hare and Midway, due to a shortage of TSA agents and air traffic controllers amid the government shutdown. They've been working without pay for about a month, so there is concern that those security lines manned by TSA could really begin to grow. We asked passengers about their concerns as they headed to the airport today.
The lines here, getting through security, the delays, you know, even the flight's going to be taken off at all. So we're here 3 hours early just to be extra safe here.
Right. And are you nervous about the air traffic controller situation?
A little bit. It's just that, you know, people who are working are obviously overworked and getting tired, and so that's nerve-wracking a little bit. And then again, I'm mostly optimistic here, but given everything going on, it's just a little extra hesitation there.
Now, the major carriers notified passengers ahead of time about these flight cancellations. As you can see, it is very busy here at O'Hare, but most people, like the gentleman you just heard from, have said the same thing. They came early, extra early, just to prepare for any situations that may arise amid this, you know, craziness at O'Hare and Midway today. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Roseanne, thank you for the update. We appreciate it. The flight cuts could be the most impactful ramifications thus far of the government shutdown.
And now Republican leaders say they have a plan that could end the shutdown, and they say they'll vote on it today. Anita Blanton in studio with that.
Good morning to you both. Yeah, Senate Majority Leader John Thune says he believes this plan will win the support of enough Democrats to advance. The GOP will challenge Democrats to block a test vote funding the VA, ag programs, and Congress until next fall. It also includes a Band-Aid for the rest of government into January. Despite what Thune believes, it is unclear if Democrats will go along after being invigorated by Tuesday's election results.
Less optimistic this morning than I was yesterday. What I understand is that Chuck Schumer has pulled them back from that, and that they're being instructed and told they can't go there.
I think that there is no reason to surrender now, every reason to stand firm. The message of Tuesday simply confirms what we've been hearing again and again and again.
Meanwhile, the federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to fully cover food stamp benefits this month, rejecting its plan to provide partial payments. The administration halted benefits for November after saying the program had run out of funding because of the government shutdown. Now, Vice President J.D. Vance is pushing back, saying the court should not be telling the president how to spend money during a shutdown.
We're trying to keep as much going as possible. The president and the entire administration are working on that, but we're not going to do it under the orders of a federal judge. We're going to do it according to what we think we have to do to comply with the law, of course, but also to actually make the government work for people in the midst of the Democrat government shutdown.
Nearly 2 million people just here in Illinois receive SNAP benefits. Partial benefit payments were supposed to start going out to those people today. That was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times. And whether they'll get those full payments as the judge ordered, well, we'll just have to see on that one, Natalie.
Okay, thank you, Anita. We now know a teacher detained by immigration agents at a daycare will be in court on Wednesday. This happened in the North Center neighborhood yesterday. The Department of Homeland Security claims the woman went into the daycare fleeing agents during a traffic stop. They say they were not targeting the daycare. The incident captured the attention of Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. He says the incident shook him.
That video shocked the conscience of every single Chicagoan across our beloved city. This is not who we are. We most certainly cannot have this in our city or our country.
The woman's attorney says she is not here illegally. The attorney says she's a legally authorized asylum seeker.
Today is the deadline for authorities running the Broadview ICE facility to improve conditions for the people that are being held there. This order follows a federal hearing on Wednesday in which several detainees testified about sleeping on the floor, sleeping next to overflowing toilets, and being crammed into holding pens. The judge also ordered that each detainee receive time to call their lawyer.
Today, Supreme Court justices are expected to review a call to overturn the landmark decision to legalize same-sex marriage. The closed-door hearing focuses on an appeal from Kim Davis. She is the former Kentucky court clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples following a court's 2015 ruling. The justices could say as early as Monday what they will do.
Cook County property tax bills are being printed right now. This is a delay here. That's according to a staffer with the county board president, Tony Preckwinkle. The staffer tells us the second installment bill should be in the mail by the 14th of this month. They should have been out at the beginning of August, but they've been delayed due to issues with a firm that the county hired to modernize the whole property tax collection system. The bills will be due 1 month from the time that they are sent out.
I'm not going to hold my breath on that one.
No.
State Democrats say cleaner trains, safer stops, and more reliable service is on the way for people relying on Chicago's trains and buses. The new upgrades are part of a $1.5 billion plan passed last week to fund transit and keep it from going off a fiscal cliff. The cash comes from gas tax funds and highway tolls. Republicans say the money takes away from road projects downstate. We could start seeing the upgrades as early as next year.
All right, 8:08, we're checking in with Mike Kaplan. I like to kind of consider most of Friday the weekend. you know?
I agree with you.
And so
I agree with you.
with that in mind, some of our weekend is going to be snow-free. Right?
Oh, most of it. Most of it's going to be snow-free. I think they're only going to be a couple hours tomorrow night where we have some snow, and then it is that kind of Sunday night into Monday morning time frame where there's still a big question mark about lake effect snow getting going. But today is going to be a winter. We had a little bit of rain overnight. That's gone. Cloud cover is scattering out from northwest to southeast. We're all going to see quite a bit of sunshine. But flakes are about to fly. I think most of us, if not all of us, are going to see the first snow of the season at some point tomorrow night. I just don't think it's going to stick. So tomorrow we'll start with some rain, especially in the afternoon. A couple of light showers could happen in the morning, but the bulk of this is afternoon and evening. Some mix to wet snow tomorrow night. No accumulation expected. The ground is too warm. It's going to be wet. Just, I don't see it sticking. Lake effect snow late Sunday into Monday morning. That is the kind of gray area yet. Where is that going to go? Will it completely form? Is it going to go into LaPorte and Berrien County? Is it going to migrate back toward Chicago on Monday morning? One primary computer model is steadfast in saying that will happen. So I'm going to leave that on the table, even if I think it's less likely to happen. 52 now at O'Hare and Waukegan, 55 at Joliet. Nice mild start to the day. It's 52 at Valparaiso. Winds pretty strong. We've got 20-plus gusts at Waukegan, O'Hare, and Midway. I think we'll see that kind of wind speed throughout the afternoon. But high temperatures driving up into the low 60s pretty much area-wide. Today, the warmest day of the next 7. I'll show you what the coldest days are going to be coming up.
All right, thank you, Mike. We could soon see the world's first trillionaire. We're going to talk about Elon Musk's huge pay package and his plan to revamp Tesla with robotics.
And we're also talking about a new way to explore all the art that Chicago has to offer. Stay with us.
Airlines have started cutting flights at O'Hare and Midway International Airports.
The FAA ordered a 10% reduction in flights nationwide because of the government shutdown. There have already been more than 60 delays and around 80 cancellations at O'Hare alone this morning. And that puts it near the top of what's known as the misery map. We are just this morning behind Boston Logan Airport.
A teacher detained by immigration agents at a North Center daycare will be in court on Wednesday. The woman's attorney says she is not here illegally. They say she's here legally. The attorney says she's a legally authorized asylum seeker. The Department of Homeland Security, though, claims the woman went into the daycare while trying to escape from agents during a traffic stop. They say they were not targeting the daycare.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court is going to be holding a private meeting to confirm whether it will hear a case seeking to limit or roll back federal protections on same-sex marriage. The meeting follows a hearing on a case brought on by a former Kentucky County Clerk, Kim Davis, who is seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
8:13 now, and Mike is back with us, and he's going to be making some headlines of his own come this weekend if we see snow.
Yeah. Well, it'll be the first snow of the season, so everybody always gets excited about that. The skies are clearing right now. We're going to have a nice day today. This is going to be the warmest day in my entire 7-day forecast here. Let's take a look at a camera shot here of the city, and you're seeing those clouds scattering out from west to east. How about the Shed Aquarium camera? Let's see what we've got there. And you still see some cloudiness, especially sitting in point south. This is how it looks from space using satellite technology. And you can see the thicker clouds going south of the Kankakee River, but there are just a few clouds showing up here, backside of the cloud cover, pretty much I-55. In this area, you've got sunshine. Can you tell this was a beautiful drawing that I've got? I wish I had a yellow squiggle there that I could go, but everybody's going to get into the sunshine here later today. Temperatures climbing into the low 60s. That's well above normal this time of year. The downside west winds at about 10 to 20, so it is going to be rather blustery out there. Tonight, cloud cover increasing, a little disturbance is sneaking in from Wisconsin. That'll bring more clouds and maybe a spotty light shower, probably nothing more than a sprinkle. And that's not the main system. That is coming in tomorrow, and mainly tomorrow afternoon and evening. It will start out exclusively as rain. We're going to get a high of 50, but then temperatures drop. And as the cold air mingles with that moisture, it's going to change some of it over to wet snow. I just don't believe that that snow is going to stick. If we're to get any sticking snow in Chicagoland, it will have to be lake effect, which I think would have to happen Sunday night into Monday morning. That is still kind of a low proposition. I think it's more likely it misses the Chicago area, but it's a close call. Everybody, it's going to be cold. Coldest temperatures of the season on the way Sunday and Monday. Back to you.
Okay, we'll be ready, Mike. Thank you, sir. Travelers about to feel the shutdown pain this morning as new FAA flight restrictions kick in.
Doug Luzader has more from Washington, where lawmakers are set to vote again today in an attempt to reopen the government.
The skies will be a little less crowded today as passengers brace for the new reality.
The last thing you want is too many airplanes in the air and not enough people controlling them.
Well, that's how the FAA sees it as they order airlines to scale back operations starting today at 40 major airports across the country. Too many planes, too few controllers, they say.
Safety is primary. And so this is not politics for us.
The transportation secretary said this isn't political, but it has clear political ramifications for the shutdown debate. President Trump said last night he won't accede to Democratic demands for more health care spending.
Look, the shutdown is caused by the Democrats, and we're not going to spend $1 trillion or $1.5 trillion on health care for people that came into our country illegally.
I came away more confused than when I went in.
And not much clarity from lawmakers on Capitol Hill, but we do expect a vote today on another measure to reopen the government. It may include some concessions from Republicans, including a guaranteed vote on Obamacare price supports, but not the guaranteed outcome that many Democrats are pressing for. And while some moderates from both parties have been working behind the scenes to craft a compromise, many on the left are pressing Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to hold the line.
He's got to keep doing it, and we've got to deliver a win.
I think that there is no reason to surrender now, every reason to stand firm.
All right, so question now for you, Doug. If the government were to reopen in the next week, any insight into the lag time that we'd see in terms of flight disruptions? Would they end immediately, or would it take a few days or weeks?
Well, I would guess it would depend how quickly you get air traffic controllers back through. We'll see. I mean, we're going to see the Senate, we think, vote on another measure later today. It's possible if that doesn't work, and it's not likely to based on recent history. It's certainly possible we may see the Senate work through the weekend here as well to see if they can reach some kind of an agreement on this.
So is there anything different about this Band-Aid that Republicans have proposed to extend funding through January? I know we talked about it would provide an increase in veteran funding and also the SNAP benefits. But, I mean, is it any different than what we've been talking about?
Well, there are a few kind of moving parts to this. At its heart, it is that continuing resolution, just kind of keeping spending where it is. At the same time, they're talking about passing some spending bills, some of the not the Band-Aid approach, but some of the normal spending bills that you do to fund government. One of those bills would cover the Department of Agriculture. That's significant because the Ag Department is the one that funds SNAP. So if that passes as part of a deal, you get SNAP benefits fully funded right away and funded beyond just a temporary kind of Band-Aid approach. So that may be something of an enticement. The other, possible inducement here would be offering Democrats a specific vote on those extended Obamacare health care subsidies. Would that be enough to draw some moderates on board? Maybe so. We may find out later today.
All right. Doug, and last question, how sick are you of talking about the government shutdown? We won't put you on the spot.
No, it's one of those things that in some ways it changes every day, and in some ways it's the same every day. But what does change, though, the number of people that are affected by it. At the very beginning, it's not that many outside of federal employees, but that number really increases as you go along.
Yeah.
Exactly, millions affected now. Doug, thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Doug.
it.
Have a good weekend. We have a lot coming up for you here on Chicago Now. They look like normal toys, but they are secretly meant for learning. We're going to show you how they actually teach kids science, technology, engineering, and math. I'm sure Anthony will put them to the test.
You know it.
And it's our concert roundup. Stick around to learn about all the big shows happening this month. And Michelle Maros is in studio to teach us about mindfulness methods. It can help you ease stress and improve your mental health. That and more, all coming up at 10 a.m.
And it is Orange Friday, and you all have been delivering with these wonderful photos of you in your Bears gear. That's in honor of Aunt Peg, everybody right there. Thank you so much for sending these in. We love seeing new galleries of Bears fans and our viewers every single Orange Friday throughout the season. Appreciate it.
We've got more weather on the way, but first, here is your 7-day forecast.
Dad, it's really cold in here.
Yeah, I think the furnace is out again.
Dad, the toilet's backed up again. Dad, power's out downstairs.
Great, heating, plumbing, electrical all at once.
Lucky us. Dad, just call Four Seasons. They can fix everything. Your trusted local experts.
Whether it's heating, plumbing, or electric, call your trusted local experts at Four Seasons today.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Take your...
Well, the holidays are nearly here, and it can be a time of year where families struggle to stay afloat. Certainly, we're seeing that right now with the cut in the SNAP benefits.
Absolutely.
A local organization is on a mission to make sure everyone in Chicago stays fed. Bill Canadis and Chris Coyne with Feed Six are here, and they are preparing to pack meals ahead of Veterans Day. This is a big project. I have participated in the past. I've got my apron ready to go. So, Bill, you've got a packing event Saturday. How many volunteers does it take to make something like this happen?
Oh, sure. So tomorrow is actually our 8th annual Hunger Heroes event.
Okay.
We're bringing about 400 volunteers from the Chicagoland area to come together. We're going to pack 100,000 meals.
Wow.
These meals, yeah, it's amazing. We set it up. It's beautiful. We're having it at the Allstate Arena. And we're going to package these meals and donate them to food insecure veterans and their families.
That is, what a wonderful cause. And Chris, tell me why you two decided to found this organization.
Well, this is a give back project that we started back in 2011 in association with Outreach, which is an international 501c3 based in Iowa. And so over the course of 14 years and 152 events, we've created nearly 9 million meals for food insecure kids, families, seniors, and veterans, in collaboration with tens of thousands of volunteers, scores of hosting partners, and hundreds of donors.
And as I mentioned a couple years ago, my husband and I and Olive participated, and even at 3 years old, she was able to help. So, Bill, tell us what the food packaging process looks like. You're not just loading cans into a paper bag. You're actually hands-on packaging the meals. Show me how this works.
Absolutely. So the first thing we do is we set up a production line with about 10 and 12 people on there. The first thing we're going to do is open up the bag. And tomorrow we're packing the pasta and the tomato basil sauce.
Okay.
A volunteer with gloves. I don't have them on now, but we have gloves here. We'll take the tomato sauce, put it in there. It's a dry powder and has all the vitamins and minerals.
Okay.
That'll go under the funnel like this. One volunteer will take a scoop of the soy, put it in first. Then the second one will put in a scoop of the macaroni. That'll go in there. And carefully we'll take it and give it to the next volunteer, who will put it on the scale. And they will make sure that it's properly has the amount of grams that it states on the envelope here. And they'll give it to the next station that will seal it, giving it a 2-year shelf life so the food pantries could actually deliver it to those in need.
I mean, this is a full meal, nutrition packed for someone. This isn't just like part of a meal. This is the whole thing.
9 grams of protein.
Wow.
Yeah, significant.
So tell me, Chris, a little bit about some of the individuals who receive these meals, because I'm sure over the years you've been able to connect with them.
Well, it's been a 14-year journey. So we produce about 800,000 meals each year and distribute them to nearly 60,000 food insecure individuals. Most of them are low income, many with health issues. Bill and I have talked with many of the recipients over the years. They praise the product because they love the taste and they also consider it nutritious. But as important as nutrition, they feel seen, they feel accepted, they feel respected. So it's not just a gift of food, it's also a gift of love and hope.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That is so wonderful. And then, Bill, if people can't make it to tomorrow's event, because I know it's very last minute, and there is a time commitment involved here, I understand you have events throughout the year. Where can people find information on that, and what does that entail?
Sure, absolutely. You go to our website, it's feed6.org, or you could email us at info@feed6.org. We get back to you the same day or the next day. We have about 10 to 12 events a year, and we'd love to welcome people to come help us.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
No, just join us at www.feed6.org.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
you.
Can I also shout out to Joan, who is Bill's wife, and she was Olive's preschool teacher, and she's a wonderful human being, and obviously Bill is too. So thank you guys for everything you're doing for our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Chicago is home to hundreds of art galleries and museums. Choose Chicago joins us in studio to tell us about a new way to experience it. Hey, Mike.
All right, guys, does Joan like snow?
No, Joan doesn't like snow.
She does
The
not.
kids do, though.
Then she may, the kids do, though. All right, well, Joan may not be happy with part of my forecast, but not the entirety of it. I will share it with you and Joan coming up.
Welcome back, 8:31 on your Friday morning. Fox News Sunday host Shannon Bream always has a busy week. This morning and this weekend, no exception. Shannon, good morning to you. Thank you so much for taking time for us to preview your show on Sunday. I'm guessing you will perhaps explore the little thing called the governmental shutdown and if anything has changed by then.
Yeah, Anthony, you're exactly right. And I will tell you, the Senate is going to vote for the 15th time today on the funding measure the House passed weeks ago. But remember, it's only supposed to get us to November 21st. So they're talking about extending it, funding through January. They're talking about adding some other things on, like a guarantee of a vote on extending the Obamacare subsidies. So we'll see if that package comes together in a way that moves enough votes from Democrats. No to yes to get things moving. But again, substantive changes mean likely the House would have to come back. They are on a 48-hour standby to do that. So we'll see if we get progress today.
Another topic top of mind for a lot of folks is what happened on Tuesday. These off-year elections, the midterms, and what happened on Tuesday night. Some big wins for Democrats across the country, along with the Supreme Court taking up this issue of tariffs and whether they were constitutional or not. Are those topics that are on the docket for your show this Sunday?
Absolutely. That blue wave, we've got DNC Chair Ken Martin with us to talk about as they're celebrating. You know, the questions about the future of the party, do they go with the younger progressive, the big win for Zohran Mamdani in New York City, or do they go more centrist and moderate, like the two wins they had in the governor's races in Virginia and New Jersey? Who's calling the shots in the party? We'll talk to him about that. And yes, the tariff arguments, I sat there for nearly 3 hours through these. I got to tell you, it's a winnable case for the White House, but I think it's going to be an uphill battle because there was a lot of skepticism from nearly every justice on the bench, including ones appointed by President Trump, about whether he has the power to do what he did with those sweeping tariffs for, you know, all kinds of countries and all kinds of ratcheted up percentages that are really painful for a lot of folks.
Indeed, indeed. You mentioned you're going to have someone from the Democratic Party on the program. Who else are you going to have on Sunday, Shannon?
We've got a White House guest that we just locked in. I don't know that I can publicly promote that, but I'll have it on social media shortly. But they're going to give us the other side of this shutdown conversation and how they plan and think that we're going to get to the end of that. But it's someone who's right in the thick of it, so you won't want to miss that.
Okay, Shannon Bream, we always look forward to the program. Have yourself a great weekend in the meantime. We appreciate it.
You too. Thanks, Anthony.
All right, it is 8:33, and sending things over to Natalie. And yes, Shannon and I just discussing the ramifications of this flight cuts across the board. 10% cuts in many parts of the country, including here in Chicago.
Yeah, and you have to wonder how long this is going to continue, right, Anthony? What a mess. Airlines have started cutting flights at O'Hare and Midway International Airports. We're reporting this. We are seeing this. It comes after the FAA ordered a 10% reduction in flights nationwide because of the government shutdown. Now, in the last 20 minutes, we have jumped from 60 to 75 delays and 80 cancellations just at O'Hare this morning. That is according to FlightAware. A teacher detained by immigration agents at a North Center daycare will be in court Wednesday. The woman's attorney says she is not here illegally. The attorney says she's a legally authorized asylum seeker. The Department of Homeland Security claims the woman went into the daycare while she was trying to escape from agents. During a traffic stop, they were not targeting the daycare. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hold a private meeting to confirm whether it will hear a case seeking to limit or roll back federal protections on same-sex marriage. The meeting follows a hearing on a case brought by a former Kentucky County clerk who is seeking to overturn the landmark ruling.
And as we just alluded to a few moments ago, day one of the FAA's mandatory flight cuts, and already we are seeing hundreds of flights canceled nationwide.
Some of them at Chicago's airports. Roseanne is live now with an update. How has it changed throughout the morning, Roseanne?
You know, it really, when we first got here, it was pretty empty, and it's been busy ever since. Once it picked up, it hasn't slowed down. But it is interesting, maybe everybody is just sort of worn down by 38 days of a government shutdown, that this isn't really causing too much distress. People are just a little frustrated. 810 flights across the system canceled, as Natalie pointed out here at O'Hare, nearly 80, and 18 at Midway canceled today. Now, the FAA, as she said, ordered a 10% reduction at 40 major airports, and that includes O'Hare and Midway. But some people are getting socked at, connecting airports as well. It's due to that shortage of TSA agents and air traffic controllers amid the shutdown. They've been working without pay for nearly a month, many now calling out sick. Despite the strain on the system, though, some flyers say they're less worried about getting through security than getting to and from their destinations.
We were worried about security, but I don't see anybody. We checked in with no problem.
It's just starting today.
A lot of early. That's the other thing. We came really early, so.
Are you worried about your return trip?
Yes. Coming out of Orlando, I think it's going to be a long day.
Okay. And finally, just how frustrating is this?
I'm frustrated because it happens whoever's in office. It doesn't really matter. It's not a party-specific thing. It's just a tool they use to play a game with the American people who spend all of their lives paying taxes. And that's the frustrating part.
Now, again, Kevin Snead didn't face long lines at security, but he was here really early. Like so many passengers we've talked to this morning, people are getting the message. They're hearing about these flight cancellations in many cases from their air carriers, and they're getting here really early, all the rest. And we talked off camera to a TSA baggage handler who says today makes the third week for him. It's the third paycheck that he will miss, but he said that's not as bad as what some other agencies' employees are facing, which are those checks and pay stubs that say $0. Hurts either way. We'll keep an eye on things here at O'Hare. Back to you now in the studio.
Insult to injury, getting a check for $0. Roseanne, thank you for that update. Appreciate it. And these flight cuts could be the most impactful of the ramifications of this whole government shutdown.
Now, Republican leaders say they have a plan that could end the shutdown, and they're going to vote on it today. Anita Blanton joins us in studio with details.
Yeah, Senate Majority Leader John Thune says that he believes this new plan will win the support of enough Democrats to advance. We'll just have to see. But the GOP will challenge Democrats to block a test vote funding the VA, ag programs, and Congress until next fall. It also includes a Band-Aid for the rest of government into January. Despite what Thune believes, it's still unclear if Democrats will actually go along after being invigorated by Tuesday's election results.
I'm less optimistic this morning than I was yesterday. What I understand is that Chuck Schumer has pulled them back from that, and that they're being instructed and told they can't go there.
I think that there is no reason to surrender now, every reason to stand firm. The message of Tuesday simply confirms what we've been hearing again and again and again.
Meanwhile, a federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to fully cover food stamp benefits this month, rejecting its plan to provide partial payments. The administration halted benefits for November after saying the program had run out of funding because of the government shutdown. Now, Vice President J.D. Vance is pushing back against, saying the court should not be telling the president how to spend money during a shutdown.
We're trying to keep as much going as possible. The president and the entire administration are working on that, but we're not going to do it under the orders of a federal judge. We're going to do it according to what we think we have to do to comply with the law, of course, but also to actually make the government work for people in the midst of the Democrat government shutdown.
Nearly 2 million people in Illinois receive their SNAP benefits on a regular basis. So partial benefit payments were supposed to start going out to those people today. That was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times. But whether they'll get those full payments as the judge ordered, time will only tell. Anthony?
All right. Thank you very much, Anita. The world's richest man could be about to get richer. More than 75% of the shareholders at Tesla voted to approve a massive pay package for Elon Musk. It eventually hands him around 25% of stock ownership in Tesla, which in total is worth around $1 trillion. Part of Musk's plan to grow Tesla involves a huge scale-up of Tesla's Optimus robot production. He says that Optimus could one day be used for everything from fighting crime to medical care.
Optimus will ultimately be better than the best human surgeon, with a level of precision that isn't possible, that is beyond human. So I think that's a pretty wild concept.
Shareholders are hoping that retaining Musk with that massive pay package would be a win-win. If he does hit performance targets, it would make Tesla the most valuable company in history with an $8.5 trillion market cap.
That is unbelievable, is it not? Yeah. 3 pilots and a child are among the 13 people killed in this week's fiery cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky. 9 people are still missing. Flight records show before the crash, the 34-year-old jet was grounded for 6 weeks. FAA maintenance records obtained by the Wall Street Journal say it was to fix a crack in the fuel tank.
Shockingly lax security measures may have facilitated that jewelry heist that unfolded at the Louvre in Paris. Back on October 18th, thieves broke in. They broke into the museum. They stole more than $100 million worth of jewels. Investigators say that they were able to force their way in through a window using power tools. And then a Louvre employee later revealed that the password for the whole security system at that museum was the word Louvre, if you can believe it.
Emergency crews in Vietnam launching recovery efforts after Typhoon Kalmagi slammed into its central provinces. It comes days after the storm killed more than 100 people in the Philippines. Vietnam has been hit by 3 other typhoons since September, causing $1.3 billion in damage. 8:41, and we're going to take a live look outside in just a moment with Mike Kaplan at our forecast.
Kalmagi, by the way, means seagull in Korean. An interesting translation there, but it's an awful storm there. We have quieting conditions. We had some rain overnight. That's gone. Cloud cover, that's moving on out. We're going to see a lot of sunshine here today. If you've got any cloud cover now, it is going away within the next couple of hours. I expect to see full-on sunshine until maybe like 5 p.m. Take a look at what's going to go on here. This is our futurecast. You see the departure of the cloud cover. Lots of sunshine. We're headed for the low 60s today. But a little trough of low pressure coming in here. This is about 4:30. If you're in McHenry County, you'll start to see some cloudiness sneaking in from the north. I'm confident there will be clouds. I'm not so sure about a sprinkle. This evening, maybe that would be it. Nothing as heavy, even as what we had last night. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a mixture of clouds and sun, and then we await the approach of the storm system that will bring us first rain, especially in the afternoon. And then as cold air gets filtered in on the backside of that, there's going to be a changeover to some wet snow falling. Maybe not everybody sees a flake tomorrow, but I think most of us will. I just don't expect any accumulation tomorrow night from this. It's going to be too warm, especially on the ground. Then the lake effect is going to get going, perhaps initially as some rain, but you can see here at the top of the screen in the afternoon, a little more in the way of snow. Will some of that clip the Illinois side, or will it stay only in northwest Indiana? Time will tell. We will obviously keep you posted as we get closer to that time frame. Back to you both.
Thank you, Mike.
Happy birthday, Andy.
Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You got that in there, 8:43. This is a fast-growing sport here in Chicago and really around the country. And coming up at 9 o'clock, we are going to introduce you to the coaches that are helping pave the new way for girls flag football. Stay with us.
There's a new push to get people in Chicago to become a tourist in their own city. Choose Chicago is spotlighting all the art and culture the city has to offer. Jason Lesnevich is here to talk about their new campaign, If It's Art, It Is Here. Jason, good to see you as always.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Sure thing. So tell me a little bit about this new campaign and what makes it fun and creative.
Yeah, the campaign is in partnership with the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, DCASE, and it's really to highlight the breadth and diversity of our amazing arts and cultural scene here. We wanted to make sure the campaign was artful itself, so we're really proud of the imagery, the artwork, and the creative. And then, of course, we really want people to go visit our cultural institutions, our events, so awareness of our great cultural scene, but also drive visitation.
What do you think makes us different from like a New York, a Los Angeles, a Houston, a Dallas?
Yeah, I think we are a great incubator of creatives. You know, from theater to music, you can really make your mark here in Chicago. Now, some people do go off to LA and New York, but we can really, really get into your craft here in Chicago, really be creative and try things and throw things against the wall and be really, experimental. And that creates a great cultural scene here. And then the diversity.
Sure.
We have everything in this city, from music to theater, to architecture, to comedy, to great festivals. And it's just this massive array of cultural landscape that we're really proud of. And, we're a leader in arts across the world. So it's a great scene, and it's always something new to see a live event. It's always different each night.
Why do this now?
Yeah, the performing arts in general, some of the cultural institutions, museums, they are still hurting from COVID. They have not returned to pre-pandemic levels in terms of attendance. Funding for the arts has been drastically cut across the board. And there's a negative narrative about Chicago, and our arts and cultural scene is one of the defining aspects of Chicago, and we want to really share that with the world and really say that Chicago is this amazing, welcoming destination. And the art scene in the fall is amazing. A lot of the theaters start their seasons. Goodman's celebrating 100th anniversary. Steppenwolf is celebrating 50th anniversary. So there's so much to do here. We have an amazing website that we take you to that shows a cultural calendar. We have information on cultural itineraries, our music scene, our theater scene, our comedy scene. And so, we want to raise awareness, but then drive people to that website to really, check out something and go see something.
Is there anything that you're like especially excited about that on the calendar?
I will say I went to see the Yoko Ono exhibition at the Museum of Contemporary Art. It's the only museum in the U.S. that's holding this exhibition, and it's absolutely amazing. You learn so much about her career. The Architecture Biennial is going on right now. It's every other year, and they have sites all across the city, and so you really get to see what architects from around the world are thinking and how to solve some of our problems. So the main hub's at the Cultural Center, but they're at Stony Island Art Bank, outside the Museum of Science and Industry. They're up on North Michigan Avenue, so they have these hubs, and it's a great way to explore the city as well.
I never knew that. And then anything that you think might surprise people besides the ones that you mentioned?
I would say the cultural gems throughout our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Some people think of our big museums, institutions, but when you really get out into our neighborhoods, Pilsen is just an artistic neighborhood. There's murals everywhere. The National Museum of Mexican Art is there. You go down to Hyde Park, and it's a cultural campus in a sense on the University of Chicago. They have so many great institutions and court theaters there, Smart Gallery, Renaissance Society, the museum, the OPC's opening there next year. And so you have these, not just culture downtown, but all throughout our neighborhoods. And I really want people to get out and explore and visit a new neighborhood, visit a new cultural
What is
institution.
the website, Jason?
Yeah, it's shyartsandculture.com.
All right, thanks so much, Jason, from Choose Chicago. Mike, what I love, there's always something to do in Chicago, especially during the colder months when you do not want to spend a second outside.
So true, and it is going to get cold here. Sunday and Monday, highs only in the 30s, but it's beautiful out there right now. I think this picture kind of tells the story of the morning here. We have had cloud cover that is departing, and in its place, gorgeous blue skies. And we're going to see a whole lot of sunshine here late morning into the early afternoon hours. And we'll look at our satellite imagery, see how it looks from top down. You can see the departure of that cloud cover scooting away after most areas got less than a quarter inch of rain. I would say that in this corridor here, you picked up a little bit more in the way of rainfall this morning. Maybe some spots picked up about about a ½ inch. They're near and south of I-55. Current temperatures. Most of us are in the 50s now. We've got 52 at O'Hare, Gary 54, Kankakee up to 55. Even at Woodstock, you've got bright sunshine at 51 degrees. We are going to top out at 62 today. That's 10 degrees warmer than normal. It is going to be windy. That's the downside. West winds at 10 to 20. We've got mostly sunny or becoming mostly sunny skies in progress. Now tonight, we'll drop it down into the low 40s. Could be a sprinkle, 7, 8 o'clock. Most of us are not going to see anything, but there will be an increase in cloud cover. There's going to be a changeover tomorrow night. After it rains in the afternoon, some of us are going to get a little wet snow. It's not going to stick. If we get sticking snow, it would be after the Bears game, and it would be tied to lake effect snow. It is simply still impossible to safely say, oh, that's definitely only going to Indiana, or, ooh, we're going to get 3 to 4 inches in the city on Monday morning. Both of those are possible, but I think it's less likely to get the big snow in the city. Definitely milder weather coming into next week. A big Lego exhibit. Who better to show this off than our own Lego man himself, Jake Hamilton?
My man, if you're looking to build a little holiday spirit, guess what Lego has in store for you? It's called Lego Holiday Lane. We are out here at Water Tower Place. You're going to want to see what they're assembling inside. We're not showing it to you just yet. You're going to have to watch the show. We'll be right back. You'll see when we come back.
You're
It's hard to believe the holidays are almost here, but we keep reminding you, so less hard to believe if you watch Fox 32. If you're having trouble getting in the spirit, Jake is here to help.
Always here to help. He is live at a life-sized holiday Lego village. Jake, I mean, this is heaven for you.
I mean, guys, look at it. I basically have my Christmas card ready to go. Take a look. And this is just the entrance to what we're talking about. If you know, for many people, all times of the year, Lego is a part of their family tradition. But what if I told you that they had something out here at Water Tower Place called Lego Holiday Lane that is basically assembling the holiday spirit? I want to show you guys, look at this. Look, it's the McAllister house in Lego. They've got all these great Chicago touches. But let me tell you, if this doesn't get you in the holiday spirit, nothing will. Come on inside. Take a look at this. We're with Gianna, who is with Lego. Gianna, this, I mean, like I said, this is getting you in the holiday spirit courtesy of Lego. Tell people what they can expect when they come out here.
Yeah, definitely. So we're so excited to be bringing the festivity and holiday spirit to Chicago in our Lego Lane interactive experience. We have so many stations for people. They can build, all the families and the children.
You say interactive. Look at that. You've got. First, I want you to. I love this sound. I love all the Lego sounds. Is amazing. So you can come out here, you can build a little bit. They've got snow machines. They've got actually, like, look, the snow. It might be snowing in Chicago pretty soon, but it is snowing here at Lego Holiday Lane. So that's fun.
Yes, it's amazing. It's really an opportunity for families to come together and reconnect this holiday season, have the opportunity to put play back on the top of the holiday wish list. We also have all of the top Lego retail sets on display, so really something for every age, price point, and passion, and we're just so excited to welcome the Chicago community.
I love that. What do people need to know? When can they come out? Because it's only here for a limited time.
It is. So it's open today, Friday, from 2 to 8 p.m. It's open tomorrow on Saturday from 11 to 7, and then Sunday from 12 to 6. It's completely open and free to the public. We do anticipate quite a line, so I would definitely come as early as possible. Our amazing brand ambassadors will help check in, and there's lots of goodies and kind of hidden figures around.
We love free. Gianna, we're going to talk with you again in the next hour. So, guys, listen, if maybe you're thinking to yourself, what do I get Jake for Christmas? It's not really for me to say. I'm not really good at hinting what I want for Christmas. It's not really, it's not my style. But maybe if you were thinking of what could I possibly get Jake, I don't know. Just figure it out for yourselves. It's not for me to say what I want for Christmas, but figure it out, and I'm sure you'll come up with a good idea.
Don't have to drop a house on us, Mr. That's the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy. Right there.
This is the Death Star, not the Millennium Falcon, Anthony Ponce.
Oh, that's the Death Star. I thought it was like a cross-section of the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, you were Jake's holiday spirit.
The Death Star. I didn't know. Oh, okay. Let's set up a GoFundMe for that. All right, it's Orange Friday, everybody. Bears play in a couple days. You are delivering the goods with these wonderful photos. These new galleries are so fun to see each and every Friday during the football season. GDC@Fox.com. Keep attaching those pictures. You get a shout out here on air in honor of Aunt Peg right there. We'll be right back with another hour of Good Day right after this.
The Chicago.
Happy Friday, everyone. Orange Friday. We all got the memo. Yeah, okay, all right. Of course, you did a little extra something right there. Welcome to Good Day Chicago at 9, and here's a look at some of the things that we have coming up.
Poor travelers could be facing huge headaches at the airport today as the FAA has cut flights, and that's starting to go into effect. Roseanne is taking us to O'Hare for a look at the reaction from some of the travelers out there.
Yeah. Glad I'm not flying anywhere, and you should be glad you're not going.
You already know I'm shaking right now.
Yeah. A good day, Anita. All right, the Bears prepare to take on the Giants this weekend. Lou Canellis is going to join us right here in this very chair that I'm in. He's going to break down the Bears' strengths and what they need to be mindful of before kickoff.
Can we keep it going? Can we keep it going? Yeah, we do. All right, plus, some of Chicago's favorite sons are back with us this morning. Leo High School Choir is going to be joining us out on the plaza for a special performance. Listen, anytime they sing, it's special, you know? They're going to be telling us what's next after winning America's hearts. They already had ours. You know, they already had ours.
Winners in our book.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Mike, how's it looking for the weekend forecast? Looks.
Well, what do you think about that?
Any snow right there.
What do you think about that?
It's
that looks
beautiful.
That's beautiful out there. What's all this talk about snow?
Well, you started it.
All right, it's sunny out there now. And if you still have a couple of residual clouds, they're going away. We're going to have a lot of sunshine. I think we'll hit 62 for the high. Now, I put a 20% chance of another shower sneaking in here, kind of 8 o'clock or so. That's not part of the main storm system. We're holding that one for tomorrow, especially in the afternoon. We'll hit 50, then we get some rain in here. It'll start as all rain. But at night, you get a little bit colder. Look at that low coming in there around 32. There will be a changeover or mix with some snow, but I just don't think that is going to stick. The ground's going to be wet. It's going to be too warm. If we have an issue with snow that could stick, it will be lake effect. That would happen Sunday, specifically late afternoon and night into Monday morning. There's a chance that some of that could even clip the Illinois side of the lake, so we're going to stay on top of that. But after whatever happens Monday morning, we're smooth sailing. Veterans Day looks good with 44, then back in the 50s, middle and end of next week.
All right, thank you, Mike. Well, air travelers, they're definitely preparing for a lot of disruptions today.
Yeah, the FAA cutting flights across the country, and Roseanne is live at O'Hare with the impact there. I know you've seen some big crowds, but were there some frustrated folks too?
You know, a lot of people, I think, are frustrated whenever they go to the airport. But today, surprisingly, a large number are taking it in stride. They're trying to keep their travel plans if they can, or in some cases, because they're traveling for work and they have to. You can see it is pretty crowded, but the security lines, we're told, are moving okay. Here at O'Hare, 78 flights are canceled. The FAA has ordered a 10% reduction in flights at 40 major airports, including O'Hare and Midway, where they have 18 flights canceled. And of course, it's due to the shortage of TSA agents and air traffic controllers who are working under great stress with a spike in sick calls and amid the government shutdown. They have been working without pay for nearly a month. With more than 800 flights canceled nationwide, airports across the country are impacted.
It is what it is, and there's nothing much I can do about it. So at some point, hopefully, they'll come to a conclusion on this.
You have a pretty good attitude.
That's the only thing I can do about it.
Now, many people we talked to today are arriving extra early. You may want to do the same if you are headed to O'Hare. You see the crowds. It is definitely a busy day here. Most of the major carriers did alert their passengers ahead of time of these cancellations. But again, it could take you a while as these security lines build. At O'Hare Airport, Roseanne Tejas, Fox 32 Chicago. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Roseanne. Well, of course, it is Orange Friday here. We're ready to talk about our Bears taking on the New York Football Giants this Sunday.
And they've got some new help on the D-line going into this one. Lou Canellis joins us in studio this morning to preview the game. Lou, the Bears have won 5 of 6. Last week, the sage, the Nostradamus of the NFL said the Bears are scoring 40-plus. Are you going on a limb with something this week?
Oh, I'll go on a limb again, but let's get to that at the end of this conversation.
Save that for the end. How do we try not to jump ahead here and make this be kind of a trap game?
Well, it shouldn't be a trap game because the Bears aren't that good. All right, let's be honest. Well, seriously, I mean, listen, they're a team fighting for the playoffs, but let's not get caught up in what's happened. the 5 games that they've won, the opponents have had a combined record of 12, 31, and 1. So they haven't exactly beaten the best in the NFL. That's coming at the end of the season. But here's the good news. Ben Johnson, since day one, has told us that his football team will be playing its best football in December. So when that schedule gets really tough, then the Bears should be playing their best football. Listen, on the ground against Cincinnati, offensively, they racked up 47 points. DJ Moore, a lot of creativity with the play calling against the Bengals. That was a bad Bengals defense. Obviously, we hated the way the defense of the Bears
gave up
played.
a lot of points.
They gave up that touchdown there. They gave up a lot of points. You're right.
And Hightower's got some work with the special teams today, too, doesn't he?
Special teams awful. Hightower took all the questions yesterday, took accountability. Richard Hightower, offensive special teams coordinator for the Bears. I want to get back to something you said, Brian. I'm a little worried. TJ Edwards trending towards not playing. Hand injury, hamstring injury, not good. He's in the middle of the defense. I think he really is the engine of that defense. So that would be a huge loss. But let's be honest here. They're not playing Joe Flacco. They're not playing Jamar Chase, and they're not playing T. Higgins. This Giants defense has been crushed with injuries. They have a rookie quarterback in Jackson Dart. That means Dennis Allen confused the rookie out there. They don't run the football. They lost Cam Scatterbo, who was a terrific running back, gave that offense a lot of juice, and they don't have Malik Neighbors. They're fine wide out. They're fine wide receiver. So it's a different offense for the Giants. Giants haven't won a road game, folks, in 13 months. They're 0-5 this season away from home.
Like that.
So I like the Bears.
He hasn't had a hit since last year, and it's amazing.
But I have a question for you. What kind of weather are we looking at?
Cold. I told you yesterday it's going to be cold to be in the
Windy?
30s. Yeah, pretty windy. Not like 40-mile-an-hour winds, but 20. So it's going to be a little bit blustery out there.
Do you think that it will affect the football game inside Soldier Field?
Oh, it could. It could. The kicking game, maybe. You know, is it going to be Santos?
Kicking game, I'm not worried about as much as the passing game.
Yeah.
But the running game was working very well against Cincinnati. Kyle Monangai, huge game. What do you think his role will be moving forward?
I think he's going, listen, Ben Johnson from day one has said, rookies have to earn my trust. Colston Loveland with the touchdown grab that won it, and Kyle Monangai with a $176 on the ground while DeAndre Swift was out. Both earned his trust. I think we'll see both more involved in the offense. DeAndre Swift will be back. I think Monangai and Swift will split the carries 50-50. Don't forget, when Swift got hurt, he was playing some of his best football. So let's not write off DeAndre Swift, folks. He's better at catching the football out of the backfield as well. I think he'll ride the hot hand. Whoever's hot, whoever's coming up with the yards for the Bears, I think will get the majority of the carries.
What about Joe Tryon-Shoyinka? They acquired him this week. Listen, he's just a guy, isn't he?
He only played 31 defensive snaps, played some special teams as well in Cleveland, so he didn't get a lot of playing time. They'll be forced to use him because of injuries on the defensive line, so he'll get some playing time. I wouldn't be surprised he got 31 snaps total, all right, in Cleveland. He may get 31 snaps on Sunday.
You mentioned the running game getting going. If they're able to establish that, what do you think that does for the play-action passing game for Caleb?
I think it's huge. I think that, so here's one of my, I'm going to go out on a limb.
Oh, here it is. Drum roll, please.
Number one, the Bears will score more than 30 in this game. I've got the Bears winning, 31-21.
They're a 4.5-point fave.
Yeah, I just don't see 40. I wanted to go with 40, but the Giants' run defense, is awful. It's second worst in the NFL. Only behind Cincinnati. But the Bears are home. The Bears are going to establish the run game to keep the Giants' offense off the field. We saw Monangai last week. Swift is back healthy. The offensive line, man, is lathered up. They are in a rhythm, and offensive linemen love when you run the football.
So you think we're going to have a lot of 7-8-minute drives?
Yeah, well, if we get 7-8-minute drives, then the Bears are going to win this football game. I think they had 5 70-plus yard drives in that Cincinnati game. Here is my big prediction.
Okay.
All
right. 30 points.
Bears ran for 283, I think the number was, against the Bengals. They're going to run for more than 300 yards in this football game. They haven't run the football like that since a guy named Walter Payton was running the rock
That
for the
275
Bears
in Minnesota?
against the Cowboys back in 1984. So I got the Bears rushing for more than 300 in this game.
All right. Wow. All right. More than 300. I was thinking, how many yards did the Bears rush for in that Minnesota game where he ran for 275?
I don't know the exact total, but hey, that's a good number there.
Yeah.
You pulled that out of your head.
All right.
Or my head.
Well, make sure you tune into Bears Game Day Live this Sunday, 9:30. Lou and Anthony, they're going to be here with all the Bears headlines that you need to know before.
You know, we were going to do the show from the Waldron deck, but when I heard about the winds and 20-degree wind chill at 9:30 in the morning, I'm like, nah.
No, thank you.
All right. We have really appreciated all your photographic contributions to our Orange Friday festivities. Let's take a look at a few more photos of you in your fan gear as we head to break.
Welcome back to Orange Friday. Girls flag football is one of the fastest growing sports in the entire country. Chicago Bears to recognize Chicago's flag football coach and player of the week. We're joined this morning by head coach Valerie Spann and student athlete Jemiah Hamilton, both from Whitney Young High School. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
You guys got this big, huge trophy in front of us. Coach, you've built one of the most successful programs in the entire state at Whitney Young. What would you say is the key to your success so far?
I think that the girls are trusting me. They trust the process. They trust the coaches that I have on staff, and I'm hoping I'm giving them a great experience, and it's enjoyable, and I want them to have fun while doing it.
Jemiah, what made you interested in flag football?
Well, I played in 8th grade, and like my dad played football in high school and college and stuff. So like when it became a sport at my middle school, Wendell Smith, they were like, oh, okay, well, Jemiah, you're athletic, so you go and play. So then I started playing, and it was super fun. So I played, well, I did cheer my first year of high school, and then I found out that Whitney Young had a flag team, so then I played sophomore year, and then I just kept playing since.
What do you feel like it means to you that this sport just continues to grow in popularity?
I feel like it gives a lot of girl power, so to say. Like, it just shows that we could do anything that we want, and just because a sport is predominantly male, like, we still have a place in the sport.
Coach, when you're recognized by a big organization, we're all Bears fans, hopefully,
Yes, we are.
right?
Yes.
What does it mean that a big organization like this is kind of pushing women and girls flag football even forward?
That the work that we're doing, my coaches we're doing, is not going unnoticed. And then in order to receive the award, your peers are nominating you. So I'm doing something right, and I'm hoping young ladies who are considering playing flag football, give it a chance. You don't have to be the best receiver. You know, there are other avenues to, you know, when you play flag football. Like this young lady here was a cheerleader before she came out to flag football. Not saying that they don't put in hard work, but I see the work they do behind the scenes, that you can be one of the top rushers in the state if you put in the work.
And you clearly put in the work because you're holding the trophy. What does this mean to both of you?
It's a really big accomplishment to me, especially because we are the only team in Illinois that went to state back-to-back and we placed. So it just shows like our work and our improvement through the years. So it's like, it's a really big accomplishment for.
And then the work that we do in the off season, the little things that, you know, it gets us to where we are now. And I know they may not be happy with my work, you know, my passion as a coach. You know, if you're late 1 minute, you're running for every minute you're late. And so you look back on that, you know, this is why we were doing what we did, so that we can bring this home, bring it back to the city.
Jemaya, what does lessons like that, what does that teach you in terms of responsibility that's going to pay off when you become an adult?
Be on time. Be on time. Your job will want you to be on time. If you're not on time, you're in trouble. So being an adult, you need to know your responsibility and being on time and respecting other people's time. So it just gives you a sense of not adulthood, but it gives you more responsibility and accountability.
Clearly, the lessons are paying off.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, still ahead, they look like normal toys, but they're secretly meant for learning. We're going to show you how to actually teach kids science, technology, engineering, and math. And Michelle Morrows is in studio to teach us about mindfulness methods that can help you ease both stress and improve your mental health. That and much more coming up at the top of the hour on Chicago Now.
Everyone, 9:20 right now, and we love when this lady comes through. Fashion walking through the tunnel and on the sidelines has become a big part of the must-see coverage before the game for a lot of fans. And this morning, we are talking to one designer who is helping fans be style icons for the big game while showing off their Bears pride. Kia Tomlin, thank you so much for coming back.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I would say she's our favorite wag, you know? If you don't know, the Tomlin name. She is Mike Tomlin's wife, and so much more, you know, that you bring to the game. We were just, you know, seeing a young lady who's in flag football, and what I love is seeing how women can influence the game in so many different ways, right?
Absolutely, we're taking over.
You know, hey, we're here. What made you decide to design this NFL license collection, and what sets it apart maybe from some of the other options that Bears fans have?
Yeah, so, I mean, I've been a coach's wife for 30 years, 25 of which have been in the NFL. And I just never wore the team apparel. There wasn't anything that just felt like me. And so I, you know, for hearing from other people that would always ask me as a designer, why aren't you designing Steelers stuff? I was like, you know, maybe I'll take a shot at it. And so that's how it started. And what separates us is first our fabric. Our fabric is the softest stuff you will put on your skin. It is a blend of regenerated bamboo, cotton, and spandex. And then secondly, our styles. Our styles are based off of the bestsellers from our core collection, and so they're elevated and they're easily worn everywhere.
Yeah, I love seeing some of these pictures here. You know, when we talked to you the last time, I think you had just gotten licensed by the NFL. So this is new and evolving, and how does that feel to, you know, really just be taking things through new levels?
It's been fun and also a little overwhelming and interesting because there are 32 teams.
Yeah.
And we started off with just the Steelers the first year, then we added on 10, then we added on the next 10, and now we're finally at to 32. And that's a lot of colors. We manufacture everything ourselves in our factory in Pittsburgh, so we do have to you know, consider all the different colors and the colorways and everything that goes into it, but it also allows us to really produce responsibly because we produce in small batches and we can ramp up or ramp down any team depending on how their season is going. So maybe last year Bears stuff didn't maybe sell as well, but this year
we're on a roll. We are on a roll.
Yes, we are cranking out more Bears stuff this year.
Awesome to see. And what's new about the pieces that you have here as opposed to the last things that you had? What did you try to do different this time around?
Well, as a fashion person, I like to stand out, and us fashion gals do like to stand out and be versatile. So I designed for versatility and for drama, and I want our items to be the most polished licensed apparel that you'll see, because licensed apparel usually isn't polished. It's usually a t-shirt, a hoodie, maybe a collared golf shirt, but I wanted to take it into the next realm.
Yeah. What are your favorite pieces?
The long tunic, this one right here that's being shown, is my favorite because I think I like to wear it with a crisp collared white shirt with the collar out. You can wear it over jeans, over leggings, over our wide leg pant, and it's just really polished. And, I mean, you could wear it to work.
Yeah, absolutely, especially after a Bears win.
Absolutely.
We know that the Steelers are coming to town. We hope that we have a lot of that.
We'll see who's wearing the tunic on that Monday.
Always love having you here. Thank you so much. Best of luck. We love to see the development of your line and the great things that you're putting out.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, everybody, let's go over to Jake and see what he has. This would, you know, what we just talked about would be a good Christmas gift.
Exactly right. We've got more, and let me tell you, I am looking for, not just for myself, but for everybody. If you're looking to assemble maybe some holiday spirit, we are out here live at Water Tower Place. It's Lego Holiday Lane. Am I up with Christmas ideas? Maybe. We'll tell you more coming up when Good Day Chicago returns.
Goodman.
9:27 on Orange Friday. We got blue skies out there now in the wake of some overnight rain and some cloud cover that is going bye-bye. But I am going to show you the satellite picture because I want to show you something that's approaching from the northwest. This isn't even the main deal, but you see these clouds here, and from which a couple of light showers are flying. That might come in here 8, 9 o'clock tonight and sprinkle on us. But the main show is coming in here tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, and that's going to be largely rain. But today, lots of sunshine. Here comes that thing I just showed you, a little trough of low pressure, may squeeze out a sprinkle, not a big deal. Tomorrow morning, I think we're going to start out dry, but in the afternoon, here comes the rain, and it's going to rain pretty well during the afternoon hours. And look at this transition to, yep, snow, but it's going to be a wet snow. It'll have a very difficult time sticking. Ground is going to be wet, still going to be warm. What I'm more concerned with is what happens Sunday afternoon and night when lake effect gets going. If there's going to be a sticking snow anywhere in Chicagoland, that's where it's going to have to happen. Rainfall amounts on top of the roughly 1/10 to a 1/4 inch that most of us had overnight. You're looking at a decent rain, maybe a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch coming in here tomorrow before it changes over to some snow. Today, 62, becoming mostly sunny, breezy, and mild. We've got some very nice photos to share with you, including this gorgeous tree here. Neil Warren gives us a tour of the Palatine area. Beautiful maples changing color. I like the blue spruce there in the foreground. Nice picture, Neil. Our next photo, also gorgeous colors. George Tamalunas. He is enjoying the pond in Valparaiso, and it looks like several Canada geese are also enjoying that very same pond. And our final photo this hour, Mike Nicolau. He is in Maine. You see that? That's where you want to be. Look at that. Can you guys see that house there, Brian and Anita?
Yeah.
That's spectacular. Thanks, Mike, for sharing that picture.
Gorgeous.
All right. Well, I think Mike's forecast is proof that it is the holiday season.
If you are ready to take the kids on a walk through a winter wonderland, inside,
yes.
You know, we may know a fun place that you can go. Jake is walking us through a life-size holiday Lego village this morning.
That's right, guys. It's a winter wonderland that you can assemble, deassemble, reassemble in a different way. That's what Lego's all about. We introduced you to this place. It's called Lego Holiday Lane. In the last hour, it's out here at the Water Tower Place. You can come out here all weekend long. It's free. Have a lot of fun with the entire family. And yeah, you know what? It's a great opportunity to be thinking about maybe some things you want to ask Santa for. But what if I told you it's also a great opportunity to give back to the community? We're going to talk with Gianna about that. Gianna, good to see you again.
Yes, yes.
You guys have a great program here called Build to Give. And like I said, this is a great thing for people to come out here. You can have a lot of fun this weekend, but also make sure you're giving back to people that might need a little bit of help this holiday season.
Yes, definitely. So this is another interactive area for families and kids to build together. And so
we've got all these great tables with all these little pieces and everything right here. What's happening here?
Yes, so they'll be able to build a heart, decorate it any way they would like, hang it on our Lego tree, and then they can snap a pic for social media, share it with the hashtag Build to Give.
And people have already started doing this. Look how good they look.
Yes. So this tree is going to fill up throughout the entire weekend. It's going to look so colorful and amazing. And then for every heart that's on this tree, the Lego group will donate sets to children in need of play this holiday season.
I love that. So we need to get this tree filled up as much as possible while you guys are here over the next couple of days.
Yes, we do. We are open to the public, completely free. We invite everyone to come down, build your heart out, contribute to this tree, browse our sets that we have available, and just have an amazing time.
I love that. Now, for someone who maybe missed us in the last hour, tell us when people can come out here and see, because, you know, just about every corner of this great space that you guys have has some kind of fun, interactive, activity for the family.
Yes, so we're located in Water Tower Place on the ground floor. We're open today, Friday, from 2 to 8 p.m., tomorrow, Saturday, from 11 to 7, and then Sunday from 12 to 6. We do anticipate quite a long line, so I would definitely get here on the earlier side, and we're just so excited to bring the festive spirit to Chicago.
I love that. And as I mentioned, you know, if you're maybe thinking about what are we going to ask Santa for, you know, we're all make our list, trying to come up with one. You guys do have sort of a nice toy store, some examples. And listen, I know Mike Kaplan said it wasn't going to rain today, or it wasn't going to snow today at least. And I don't...
Jake, I like that snow much better.
That's different snow than I'm used to. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'll drive in this. This is fine. I'll drive in this. Really quick, where can people find more information if they want to come out to this?
Yes, so please feel free to come by Water Tower Place. We also have a Lego store up on the floor above, so while you're waiting, feel free to go there. And if you're not able to join us on the ground in Chicago, visit Lego.com or your local Lego brand retail store.
Love that. Jenna, thank you so much. All right, guys, we've had a blast out here. Lego Holiday Lane, Water Tower Place. Again, guys, you know me. You know I'm not one to ask for things. You know I'm not one to think of myself. No. All I want this holiday season is for you guys to be happy. And if you think to yourself, there's something I'd like to get Jake, then good for you. But that's not, it's not really for me to say what I want this holiday season. All I want is for you to be happy. And you know what?
That thing is massive.
It, right? Big. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
I guess we'll all have to chip in for Jake on this.
This idea was a lot better during the break.
You got to do your weightlifting for that thing. Okay. All right, Jake. You know, it's actually one of those places you don't have to worry about stepping on the Lego.
Oh, true.
If you take your kids there, yeah.
It'll be good.
All right, we have much more here on Orange Friday coming up, but let's take a look at some of your beautiful, wonderful pictures as we go to break.
Their biggest.
Get ready to laugh out loud. This weekend, sketch comedy groups from across the country are coming to the Windy City for Sketch Fest Chicago. And tonight's headliner is joining us in studio this morning, comedian Kevin McDonald.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
No one is saying that, Kevin.
That's right.
And festival producer Bobby Coho, welcome you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for being here when we came. You never know.
Yes, well, I work here, so it's part of the job. Okay, so Bobby, we'll start with you. Chicago known as home of sketch comedy. So what makes this city an obvious choice for this first festival that you hope to become an annual tradition?
Yeah, I mean, sketch comedy, improv comedy, comedy is born and bred here, and there's so many famous comedians that have come through the city. Sketch comedy specifically, it's something that is so fun to see live on stage, and what we want to bring was local teams and teams from around the country and people like Kevin to come and share that art for 4 fun days.
So Kevin, you did not come through the city of Chicago. I just established that with you.
Yes.
So that makes you less funny, I think, than other people who have
I'm only
come.
Toronto funny, yes.
Yes, right.
I'm not Chicago funny, I'm Toronto funny.
So what are you doing these days? And tell me about your role in the festival.
These days I'm touring, I'm doing stuff. I swear to God, I'm good. Don't worry about me. I don't need to borrow money. I'm
Okay.
good. I'm touring
No one's asking.
with a one-man show, and I wrote a rock opera that I do every now and then with Janine Graffalo and Dave Hill.
Yes.
We did that was fun. And then I've written a movie that I may be directing, starring in hopefully this spring.
Awesome. You've got a lot going on. And so
see?
Yeah, no one was questioning it. So anyway, during the festival though, you're going to be hosting some workshops.
Yes.
What are people going to get out of those workshops?
They're going to get some information from a guy who had a TV show in the 90s
Yes,
about
very popular television
thank
show.
you very much. Writing text. I'm sorry, writing sketches, writing comedy sketches. The one workshop is writing sketches through improv, which of course was invented in Chicago. Or was it really St. Louis? Like they were started in St. Louis first.
Really?
Am I making that up?
Let's hope so, because I don't find St. Louis that funny.
We'll say Chicago.
Okay.
They perfected it in Chicago.
Okay.
And then the other one is just straight, the other workshop I'm teaching is just a straight writing workshop. People are going to bring their premises, and I'll give them clues how to write them into sketches. They'll write their sketches, they'll email them to me, and I promise I'll give them notes within 5 minutes and 2 years.
Oh, okay, that's a long time span.
Yes.
What advice would you give to someone out there who's an aspiring comedian? Because does it happen just by chance, or does hard work really get you where you want to go?
Yes, that's my advice that I give. Do it, whatever you do it all the time. If you want to be a sketch writer, write it all the time. If you want to be a sketch performer and writer, do that all the time. Do it. Jerry Seinfeld, I once read, said to young struggling comedians, write 10 jokes a day. If you do it all the time, you sort of get invisibly better. Perform as much as you can, take as many workshops as you can, write, even if you don't have a troupe yet, write sketches as you can. Because we get invisibly better, I swear to God.
Okay, I believe it.
Thank you.
And then, Bobby, we'll end with you. If people want to get tickets, are they still available, and how long do they have to do that?
Yeah, there's tickets still available. Kevin has a show tonight at 7:30 to the workshop. We have a workshop today at noon and one tomorrow at noon. There's still a few spots available. You can go to sketchfestchicago.com and see. We have 4 shows tonight, 4 shows tomorrow. So there's a lot of fun comedians to see all around.
Yeah, I love it. All right, thank you, Kevin. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
No one is booing you, I promise. Bobby, let's make this a tradition.
Yeah,
all right.
let's do it.
We'll be right back.
Get an 11.
Welcome back, everyone. This Friday, oh my goodness, we have just had some extra special folks on the show. I think the orange is not just for the Bears this week. Leo High School's in the house. Yes, we have been watching these young men with so much pride. They've been on the national stage, came back here to Chicago, and I hope you get love everywhere you go. This is Stephen Jackson, Blake Moore. Okay, tell me how it felt to put Chicago and Leo on your shoulders and go out to L.A.
I mean, it felt amazing. Knowing the fact that I had a wonderful community with me, it felt astonishing, to be 100% honest. I didn't even think that many people would really show up and support, but it's a blessing, and I thank all of them for that.
Yeah. The city was on fire this summer watching you all on America's Got Talent. So what's next for the Leo High School Choir?
Actually, tomorrow at the Griffith Museum of Science and Industry Holiday Lights and Cultural Festival, we perform. November 21st, we do the Magnificent Mile, Tree Lights Festival, and the 22nd, the parade, and you catch us there.
You all are all over the place. You're in the Bulls video now. The Bears have recognized you. It's amazing stuff. And are we thinking maybe we want to do an album or something?
We're thinking about it, probably sometime in February. Stay tuned.
Okay, stay tuned, stay tuned. They're getting up with it. Okay, and just before you perform, I want to ask you this. You know, so many people are looking at you all, seeing you all go all over the place, and of course your voices are amazing talents that we want you to continue to use for many years to come, whether it's speaking or singing. How is it translating into school?
Translating to school, it's a lot. Talk a lot, answer questions, but we also preserve our voice. The kids around, they thank us, they support us, and we have their full support and have our teachers' full support in school, so it's very nice right now.
100 years of Leo. It's a big year.
Yes, it is. And honestly, it's nice knowing that my school is here for 100 years. And I pray that it be here for another 100 years, and then another. It just keep going.
Okay, all right, so let you all do your thing. We said, you know, this is kind of like, it's just an average Friday for them now that you all have done all these great things. What are you going to perform today?
Won't turn back.
Okay, well, I'm going to turn back. I'm going to step back, and I'm going to let you take it away.
Do 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 I open my mouth to the Lord, and I won't turn back. I will know, I shall know, do what the end is gonna do. I open my mouth to the Lord, and I won't turn back. I will go, I shall go, to see what the end is gonna be. I open my mouth to the Lord, and I won't turn back. I will go, I shall go, to see what the end is gonna be. I open my mouth to the Lord, and I won't turn back. I will go, I shall go, to see what the end is gonna be. I open my mouth to the Lord, and I won't turn back. I will go, I shall go, to see what the end is gonna be.
So proud of you all.
wonderful. I'm over here in tears. Lord have mercy. You were wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. You sang us into a break. Yeah.
We've got another Bears game this weekend. That means it's tailgate time. Dan Harris from Smoke Daddy. He's the VP in charge of flavor. I think is what I'm going to call you.
That's
You like
flavor
that title?
captain.
The flavor captain is here, and look at this incredible array of food that you put out for a spread. All of this is available if folks want to, rely on you to cook. Give us some of the highlights here, Dan. What have you made for us?
We're tailgating, so I mean Smoke Daddy, smoked meats. We have a full pork butt over there, smoked pulled pork.
All right.
We have some of our brisket.
I'm going to take a look at
and then a little bit of jalapeno beer cheese, like the best slider in the world. You throw some pimento cheese on there, a little bit of sliced pulled meat. We have some homemade pickles, some pickled jardiniere. We're in Chicago. What's a tailgate without a Bloody Mary?
I don't know that I've ever seen ribs in a Bloody Mary. By the way, that pork is so tender, Dan.
That's
wow.
awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, we have a little smoked rib, a little bit of brisket, some pickles, and our own Smoked Daddy Bloody Mary mix.
Oh, fantastic. So you got your, what's one of the key ingredients in there that you can't tell us about?
Celery seed.
Celery seed, love it. All right.
Celery seed and horseradish. It gets a little bit of savory, a little bit of spice. It's all a fun time.
What have you got over here? This is a beauty. I mean, I love the color of that turkey.
It's orange, and it's November, so it's Thanksgiving time. We do a ton of Thanksgiving catering, so you can get whole 14-pound or 22-pound birds and all the fixings. Don't need to do anything, just reheat at home.
Okay.
So make it real easy.
How has this been prepared there at Smoke Daddy?
Brine for 2 days,
okay.
Air dried and dry rubbed with our signature Mojo seasoning, and then smoked for like 4 to 6 hours just till it's nice, glistening, tender. Reheat's great. It's like the easiest way to do a turkey.
Oh, wow, that is beautiful. And you got it paired with some cornbread.
Cornbread, slaw.
Let's go over to the grill. What do you got over here, Dan? What do you make?
We're tailgating. We're making some chicken wings.
Okay.
We marinate in our soy sauce, a little bit of buttermilk, and some teriyaki glaze and some fresh herbs.
Okay.
Easiest thing at home if you're biggest thing with wings is marinate. Kind of get some flavor inside the meat, not just on the outside.
How long do you need them to sit in that liquid?
24 hours.
Okay.
And I think if you're at home, little buttermilk and pickle juice is the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
And then we're smoking, so we have a little bit of our hickory, cherry, and applewood in the back. Okay. And you can just take that on like 200 degrees for 90 minutes, and you're just going to get the nice little smoke color to them. Let them rest, and then crank up the grill and get some nice char on them.
Because you do want to have, that little char on the outside, give them a little crispiness on the...
Yeah, you render the skin when you smoke them, and then it makes it real easy to crisp them up later in life. And so we have some nice char grilled rings.
Delicious. And if folks are ordering them from Smoke Daddy, what size portions?
You can get them by the half dozen, and you don't have to worry about if you like drumsticks or flats, because we're giving you both. You get a big jumbo wing, you can just break them off.
All right, let's settle the argument. What's best, the drumsticks or the
I'm
flats?
a drumstick guy.
Yeah, me too.
It's just an easier bite. I don't want to fiddle around with the bones.
Now, do you ever do that thing where like the French cutting off of the...
Yeah.
So you end up with almost like a lollipop?
Yeah, and then you can French them off, then you can stuff them with some other stuff. It's great.
Okay, all right, beautiful. Let's go over here and talk about how folks can maybe get any of these items there from Smoke Daddy. You got a website.
You can go to our website. You can go to, we do all our delivery through DoorDash, and that's the easiest way to do it. And then we also do all of our catering through Triple Seat Direct. So if you just go to our website, you can have access to all of our regular menu, and then our Thanksgiving menu is live through Talk as well, and that's all for pickup and delivery prior to Thanksgiving.
That's wonderful. What kind of lead time do you recommend people give you if they want to place it?
72 hours, but our big day is obviously the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and so that cuts off on the Friday. Okay. And so we have the whole weekend to plan. I think this year we have about 350 turkeys already pre-ordered, ready to go. So I'm in turkey land for the rest of the month.
Do you guys do deep frying anymore at all, or is that it's all smoking of the turkey?
We're smoking. We do some rotisserie turkeys for our sister restaurant, Crosby's Kitchen. So we'll do that on the rotisserie. Everything's kissed by wood, but we're not deep frying in any way, shape, or form.
Kissed by Wood. That's like the title of your next book, isn't it?
It's my album. I'm joining the Leo band, and we have a Kissed by Wood situation.
They were so good. All right, this is a fantastic spread here.